It is at work everywhere, functioning smoothly at times, at other times, in fits and starts. It breathes, it heats, it eats, it shits and fucks.
What a mistake if I've ever said the bit. Everywhere it is machines, real ones, not figurative ones. Machines dragging other machines, machines being driven by other machines with all the necessary
Couplings and connections. An organ machine is plugged into an energy source machine.
The one produces a flow that the other interrupts. The breast is a machine that produces milk in the mouth of machine.
Coupled to it, the mouth of the anorexic wavers between several functions. Its possessor is uncertain as to whether it is an eating machine, an anal machine, a talking machine, or a breathing machine.
Asthma attack. Hence we are all handymen, each with his little machines. For every organ machine, an energy machine.
All the time fails and interruptions.
Judge Straber has sunbeams in his ass, a solar anus.
And rest assured that it works.
Judge Straber feels something,
Produces something and is himself a product of
something produced. The self and the non-self,
outside and inside,
no longer have any meaning whatsoever. Seem subjective and objective are merely terms that designate products. A schizophrenic out for a walk is a better model than a neurotic lying on the analyst's couch. A breath of fresh air, a relationship with the outside world. Laughter, the schizoanalytic venture has no other goal to unleash these flows in a controlled and guided manner. Controlled not by an authoritarian figure, but by the schizoanalyst himself.
The love of the schizophrenic experience, the schizoanalyst ceases being a judge, a being, and becomes a mechanic, an artisan. The schizophrenic experiences the glories of the machine, not in its technical aspect, but in its technical aspect.
Also, because he is also an engineer and electrician,
but in the aspect of the machinic schizophrenia, his desiring machine, technical machine, social machine, total machine.
Metaphor, there is no such thing as metaphor. Metaphor is a disease. Metaphor is an illusion. Metaphor is a hallucination.
No such thing as metaphor. The positive task consists of describing the machinic assemblages of desire.
The negative task consists of deconstructing the historical
formations of the subject. The positive task consists of describing the machinic assemblages of desire.
The negative task consists of deconstructing the historical formations of the subject.
The positive task consists of describing the machinic assemblages of desire.
The negative task consists of deconstructing the historical formation of the subject.
It is at work everywhere, functioning smoothly at times, at other times, and fits and starts. It breathes, it heats, it eats, it shits and fucks.
What a mistake to have as ever it. Everywhere it is machines, real ones, not figurative ones. Machines driving other machines, machines being driven by other machines with all the necessary
couplings and connections. An organ machine is plugged into an energy source machine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's a little bit different here today because, we have a guest. Tropical Stuck. Popping her on screen right now. Say hi, Tropical Stuck.
Sorry, I'm trying to...
You're live. We are live, by the way.
Okay. Hello. We're also live on Twitch.
Excellent.
Yippee!
All right, I'm gonna flip the 1 second so people can actually see your name and actually make out your name because it's backwards. Sorry, you're now reversed again. But
reverse.
I had fun joining Tropical Stuck a little bit ago. We did a series of Jang reviews. For those of you who may have missed it, I think you got to learn a great deal about exactly how anti-Semitic Jang really is. I think that was the wonderful magic.
It was enlightening, if we want to call it that.
It's a good way.
Enlightening might be a...
It might be a little bit much, I think, but it at least was enjoyable.
Yeah.
So we
if
said
there
we
was
would.
anyone to suffer through it with me, it would have been. I would have preferred to have been you.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's that was a lot, but we said we would absolutely do more another time. And that other time decided to be the day after I get back from a 10-day trip that certainly wasn't stressful or tiring, carting 2 children across multiple cities. Well, why would I say such a thing? Of course. So, easy, simple, nothing. So today we have a couple things. They're mostly kind of dumb. But we are going to do what Tropical Stuck starts her streams always with, because we're good hosts at the QC.
Yay!
So we're going to play some GeoGuessr.
Let's go, GeoGuessr!
You should be able to see my screen. I believe you can.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
And
Here,
let me
also, I think
my
I'm
chat,
muted
too.
for my chat.
That's terrible.
So I gotta
My chat
gotta
is
let them in.
connected, I think. We'll find out shortly. There we are. We're in southern France. Well, see, my chat's just immediately going to help us cheat.
I mean, I think, there should be... Oh, hello, guys! Hi, Lulu! Hi, Elvit! Hi, Whisper! Wow, everyone's here. Okay, hold on.
Hold on. What? What do you got?
Oh, no,
for me?
I'm telling them to hold on.
Oh.
Because they're trying to listen in, but,
I
I
don't have a timer on this, so you're free to take as much time as you want setting that up.
Foliage... Someone said northern France already?
Someone said it's France. And
I was gonna say, it seems like Australia to me.
they do
But I
look like eucalyptus trees, actually, to me.
Yeah. It looks like just after some sort of a rainy.
We have those
season.
in San Francisco. If you haven't been to the Presidio, it looks exactly like this hiking through the Presidio, like identical.
I have not.
You should preference my answer is always Southern France. You are wonderful, unstoppable. Thank you for joining the stream. Jesus Christ. Okay. Do you want to do the running around, or you want to just try guessing? What is your normal modus?
Let's do a little running around. I'm no Rainbolt.
All right, off we go.
But I would say if we are in
This looks like Australia to me.
yeah, it's giving Australia. Also Rocky and
Rockland.
Rockland Road.
Rockland Road. That sounds like something an Australian would say,
Yeah.
because it's a
And also-
nonsense word, like most of their language.
It
I have
looks
to
like
be
it just
careful. I
rained
got
here or
yelled at for my anti-Australian remarks recently. I've got to be careful.
yelled at for. I feel like they deserve more anti-Australian. I think Australians are the most prominent anti-Australians.
Dean Barkseed. Yeah, we're definitely in
we
the
must be.
Commonwealth.
I want to say New South Wales.
New South Wales. New South Wales doesn't. You think so?
Because it would be the place where it would get the most precipitation to that extent. Or it might be a little bit north. Oh, in Australia.
Oh, sorry. I was like so confused for a second. I was like, Wales, what the fuck? Okay.
I don't know, chat.
I don't spend time there. I have literally no idea where it could be.
Oh wait,
And this
my
is
chat
not
can
helpful
barely
at
hear me
all.
for some reason.
It's Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Lone. Lovely. And August,
It's
Colorado was tiring, but it did yield me. I ended up spending 50 plus hours writing a new series of videos on what maintenance within capitalism is, because part of it was a visit to Space Force. Space Force.
Space Force. Oh, you can barely hear the. Okay, sorry. Let me fix.
Do you know Space Force? We have a.
I do not.
So, Trump, because he's who he is, I've got to be careful because you're broadcasting on Twitch, and I know there's rules about certain words. Trump is a unique
They do
person,
catch stuff.
and so he went. We have 4 branches of the military, right? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, but we don't have a Space Force. So that's what he did. Is he made Space Force.
Wait, no, I have heard of this. Yes.
And it's genuinely you know, it's the military, but it's like really weird because their uniforms are straight up clearly designed to look like Star Trek. Like it's really embracing the fascist aesthetic that Star Trek has. It's very strange.
I love that for them. It's funny because Star Trek is aren't they just like because Chad is gonna hate me for this. I've never watched Star Trek. But isn't it essentially
That's expected. I mean, what? You're like what generation? You haven't lived
I'm a
while
Zoomer.
good you
I'm a
haven't lived
Zoomer.
while good Star Trek's been around, so you're not missing anything. Good Star Trek stopped
I
existing.
was alive during like the weird movies.
Yeah, it doesn't even count. Like anything past Deep Space Nine isn't even Star Trek as far as I'm concerned. Voyager, maybe a little, maybe. Enterprise, no. Okay. I'm just going to say somewhere, what?
I think northern New South Wales.
Northern New South Wales, like up here?
Might be perhaps we're near Victoria. It might be like some sort of a national park. I can't see that.
More towards the coast. Everyone's yelling at me.
Yeah, that sounds accurate because they would get the most precipitation. Where's the closest? Oh yeah, honestly, the national park seems like a good guess.
All right, shall we
But
do it?
also, yeah, it's Australia. Why not?
Well, not bad. Victoria.
Hey, it's Victoria. I was gonna say Victoria,
Very
but I didn't
close.
want to be too presumptuous.
Very nice. All right,
And also,
next
that's
one.
south anyway.
Yep, I got janged.
We got
Right,
Jang.
we'll do the Jang in a second. God damn it. Zindu, god damn it. Thank you very much, Zindu, for the $50. He writes, Deep Space Nine makes baseball look cool to aliens. This is not a value judgment. Part of my stream is when people donate that silly amount of money, a reading tribute must be performed. So a random book from my ebook library and a random paragraph shows up. So,
We love rituals.
well, so you're watching my ritual occur here. So,
Okay.
ah, God. Oh, please don't be diagrammic. That'll be great. I'm down for all this, but this is a whole thing. Then we'll do a Jang too. I'll make sure we do a Jang after.
Yippee, more Jang.
It takes a second to go through. They fight. The books fight.
The books are fighting.
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually very entertaining to watch.
It's there's a bunch of different things the books do, but they end up defeating each other. It looks like Omniscience won. That's at least an interesting one. So what chapter is going to be the question? I need sound effects. I know, Estelle. I know. Oh, good. The imprint, which means we can pick anything. Good. So that'll pop that up in about a second here. Good.
Yippee. How'd you
happy day.
program all of this?
With a lot of help from Claude, to be perfectly frank. Not bullshitting. Like, I know how to code somewhat, but it's been a savior for a lot of stuff because I don't know Box 2D very well. That's what that was. And I started having issues with having shit hit each other, and I'm like, fuck this.
Very real, very true.
But it is the silly stream, and so,
Crew if not silly maxing.
well, this is if you're ready.
I
am
ready.
being janged.
So we will know how this war develops just based on geography, okay? So this is a map. This map will tell you exactly how this war will progress. This is what we call this area, okay? Really small, it's 33 kilometers wide, okay? This small area, guys, it's called the Strait of Hormuz. And it's important because it's really the center of the world. This one area is the nexus, the pivot of the world. Let me explain why. First of all,
Jesus Christ.
from the GCC, you have 20% of all the world's oil flowing through this narrow strait. Where does it go, guys? It goes to Asia, India, Pakistan,
Yep.
South Korea,
It does.
China, Japan. India depends on 60% of its oil from this area. China depends on 40%. Japan, 75%. Prime Minister Takeichi of Japan has said that Listen, if the Strait of Hormuz closes, we were gonna have oil in about 8-9 months. The entire Japanese economy would collapse in 8-9 months if the Strait of Hormuz were to close. And guess what? The Iranians have closed the Strait of Hormuz. So we can expect that the entire global economy will suffer greatly over the next few months. All right, so that's point number one. Point number two is, okay, so the GCC sends oil across the Strait of Hormuz, and what do they get back in return? Food, guys. People don't appreciate the GCC, but it is really
I love Jang.
the linchpin of the
fucking love
American
Jang.
Empire. Because what is the American Empire? The American Empire is the
I know it's a lie.
petrodollar. All right? The idea of the petrodollar is this. The US dollar is worth nothing.
Say
It's
what?
only valuable if people want it.
Hey, let's
But
pull
the
it gun on
GCC says
stream.
that if you want oil from us, you have to pay us in US dollars.
I can't
Then
quit
that
it.
is the basis of the value of the US dollar. So, if the
It'll
GCC
finish. It's almost
collapses,
done.
The American
I said,
economy and the American Empire both collapse at the same time.
It's not
The
real.
problem, though, is the
No,
GCC
no.
is an artificial
No, so
construct
I'll
of
explain it in a
empire. It does not exist naturally. Why? Because there's no food, there's no water. So
No
these things
water.
are able to grow in the millions because of all these petrodollars flowing in. If you close off the Strait of Hormuz, there's no
petrodollar.
food coming in. They're all gonna starve. How much food does the GCC get from overseas? 80%
Fuck.
of all the food it consumes comes from overseas that it imports. It doesn't grow by itself, it imports. All right? So the Strait of Hormuz is really key. And again, the Iranians will close it in order to strangle the global economy and therefore bankrupt the American empire.
Good Lord. That is it's a long running thing on my channel. Because I have issues pausing Jang every 2 sentences. Like so like a 3-minute clip is a 40-minute stream. You can go back and watch my old streams. It's really bad. And it's not very fun for people because it's me basically being myself and autistically sort of going over every single thing that he's an idiot about. So
It just hurts to listen to.
it is a lot. The Jang is a certain dono amount. People can just force me to watch a Jang. It works on some of my more serious stuff. It gives me a nice break because they're all 3-minute clips at the longest. They're all very short clips. So that's at least something. So where
it's
are
hard
we
to
today?
get that out of the brain.
Where are we at today?
Avenue
Avenue Moro?
Moreau de. I can't see. Moreau de.
Arica.
Moreau de Arica.
Elefante
Okay.
Blanco.
So, I don't know. English speaking, or sorry, English speaking. Feliz
Spanish.
Navidad. What?
Spanish. It's gotta be Spanish. It's gotta be Spanish. We're
Yeah.
in Peru.
We're in Peru. See Lima. Let's go. Oh, what is this building back there? It looks like an official building. Well, I guess this also works.
Alfredo Bonifaz Fonseca. It's Khan Academy. What the shit? Khan Academy's there. So that's a thing.
Khan Academy.
That's a thing. It's good
They're
to know.
trying to get the people more informed.
Círculo Militar de Supervisores Técnicos Suboficial de... I mean, we're in Lima. Obviously.
Centerville. Definitely. Like it says. We could go for exactly where we are on the street if you want to take that long. I do.
I'm pretty happy we're
We'll
in
get that,
Lima.
but it'll take some time.
We're in Lima. I'm happy. You good?
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
Killed it. Webster Street. Well, we're in America. We're in Chicago. We're outside Chicago. The question is, where outside Chicago?
On my way to copy that over here. Get your own content.
What content? What? What happened?
Copy that over here. Get your own content. Ah, no. Self. Oh no, what horrible.
Megar,
news.
thank you for the $5. Jang has mastered the art of fitting more stupid statements than actual words in every
Weird.
sentence. It's true. He's magic. Jang is genuinely magical.
He sounds like AI Psychosis.
He is. All right. St. James Church outside Chicago. Is there?
It's giving North America, definitely.
Oh yeah, we're outside Chicago for sure. There's I saw multiple people with bullshit.
You can tell?
Yeah, there's a bulls around there. There's bull stuff. The question
Oh,
is,
I didn't see. It's like lagging a little bit for me.
oh, it is? Shit. Shouldn't be. Is it still lagging for you
Oh, I
now?
keep freezing and muting.
Is it doing it
Wait,
now?
no. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappear myself,
You do that.
and I will be right back.
All right, 1 sec. All right, let's see. All right. I think shit. 1 sec, everyone. Kentuckiana? She was still in Lima. Fuck. I feel bad. Well, why is she still in Lima? It's not on my end. Let me see. Let's try this virtual camera. I'll try. She's frozen for me completely, so I can't really do anything right now. So we'll just dig around and see if I can figure out where we are while we wait. Big power substation on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
I've reappeared.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it working for you? Is it working better at all?
Hopefully that's a little bit better.
It's hard for me to know. You are crazy lagged behind me, though.
Am I still freezing and pausing?
Yes, for me you are now too. All right, let's see. Let's try this. Then we'll do this. It might be a little bit better on your end. Let me know. It's going to be slightly fuzzy, but that's the thing that can be changed up as we do it. Is that any better for you? I mean, if you think Gary? Someone's telling me Gary, Indiana. I mean, like this is like a billion small towns in the Midwest. That's the problem. Like, it's hard to say. I've driven through towns that look exactly like this in Iowa and Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, all of them. And they're all run down and shitty like this. America. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. What the fuck? I think we're losing Tropical Stuck significantly. Tropical Stuck, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, so there's a really bad lag.
All right, I have reshared my screen. Try resharing. That should have shifted up for you. Like, you're way behind. Are you able to see where I'm at? I'm on a street.
My computer just doesn't want to work in general,
Apparently not today, for sure.
which I'm not really sure why. Might be like the millions of applications I have running.
It could be. There. Do you want to stop streaming on your end and we can just do my stream? Or do you want to, what do you want to do? Because this is not going to be usable for you, like as content.
I closed an application.
The internet is no fun.
Let's see. Move on to greener pastures, meaning
It's Illinois. It's outside of Chicago for sure.
Doyle, do you mind sending the link to DGQC's live stream?
I can do that right now. And there, we'll go do this. And 1 sec. Gotta just toss it into Discord. God damn, Discord is just a pain in the ass today. All right.
Genuinely. Also, mine is. I'm not having a great time here. Here.
Send you the link.
Perfect. Awesome.
We'll do that. And then. All right. Do this. Zoom in a bit. Get you right in the right spot. Right there. Yay. We'll end up doing some AI stuff in a minute. So this will be easier. So send everyone and then I'll share the screen and that'll be the best bet then. And you can just watch my screen and just relax.
Yes.
And that'll be the thing. Work for you?
And it's stopping the stream.
Yep.
Yes. It should be stopping the stream now.
Good.
There we go. Yep.
I'm going to Discord all I want. Sunday got done with his stream. What's going on here? Did Sunday raid me? I can't ever.
What? Hello.
I can't tell. This is not a good collab yet. If you'd been here for a while, you would not say that this is a good collab. It's the opposite of a good collab. But we're lovely people. He rated Morbid Zoo. Of course he did. We could do a Morbid Zoos video, and actually, that might be an interesting one because that's why the reason I was like, oh, I can stop watching Sunday's thing. I'm okay with that because it's a video on someone who is. She's shitting on all of these, TikTok anthropologists who are also idiots, but doing a lot of essentializing that's incredibly problematic in her own video.
Uh-oh.
But it's fine. It's, what can I say?
Well, I'm playing Audience Surrogate today, so I'm down for whatever.
This is fair. So, let's go do Chicago real quick and then, because where is MLK? I know it's dead center usually. See, there's Wabash. Where's Webster? I was just out there. Because this is like outside of the city, but it's not terribly outside.
Probably goes somewhere south. Or dead center, and then we can just hedge our bets.
Well, it's outside of the city for sure. That's the question is I'm trying to figure out exactly where outside of the city. And this one I'm kind of...
Ooh, post office.
Post office always good. It'll say the city when we get closer. Maybe not.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. All right. So my bet is south side.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, damn, Decatur. That's fine. That was pretty close.
Yeah. What was that? 205 kilometers. Yeah.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Let's do a video.
Video
so-
time.
I mean, there's a lot of possible videos here. I have some of my favorite AI videos possibly queued, but I also have a thing I've been enjoying a lot of, which is this guy named Uncle Juff.
Uncle Jeff.
Uncle Juff, not
Uncle
Jeff.
Juff.
Juff.
Jeff.
He is a juggalo.
Oh man.
Oh, yes. Oh, and not to disappoint you too much, but I was once one as well. So it's...
You were a juggalo?
I have my Hatchet Man and everything, yeah. I have like 7 or 8 tats from that era. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a weird life.
This is an interesting lore drop.
I did a lore drop with Aiko. I don't know if you know Aiko. She covers a lot of drama stuff. And she hit me up to do like hey, I want to talk about your weird life. So we did. And it's like 6 hours of me talking about all the weird, random, dumb shit that I've been involved with.
I love that.
It was a trip. It was a trip to do. And it actually turned out really fun, which is nice. So Uncle Juff, and we'll probably just jump straight to, I think, the memest of the meme.
Magnets. How do they work?
Magnets, how do they work?
Which
That is such an iconic line.
It is. I love it. It's one of my favorite. And I've actually gone over a little bit on my stream because one of the things I've always loved about that song is that everyone makes fun of it. And they're like, magnets doesn't work, haha. And they laugh about ICP not knowing. And then I always go, cool. So how do they work? And then they're like, magic. Like magic. And it's like, oh, so it's in a song about miracles. It's kind of not weird that they're talking about this magical thing and kind of making that commentary. So I've always enjoyed that sort of side of it. This is,
I definitely, well, it works by maybe, and physics wasn't my thing. It's more so just like because the magnetism comes from all of the, God, I literally learned this in middle school.
That's the fun part.
No,
we don't know. There are forces at work there. It's very similar to gravity. Like we know gravity, but why do we have gravity? Well, mass. Well, wait, but how does mass transmit into this idea of being pulled? And how does down work? Well, it's because of how space-time is bent in particular ways. And it's this really fascinating, like layer upon layer of shit. But magnets is still one of those things that we're kind of figuring it out.
Isn't it because the way that the metals are actually pointing within, like they're all sort of pointing in the same direction, so when they're repelled from each other, it's because they're facing the opposite direction. I did this in middle school. I don't remember. I was not.
The polarity of magnets repulses, but what makes the force happen? Because forces don't just exist magically. There's what is a magnet? How does it work? Fucking magnets. How do they work? That's the fucking point. And that's why it's like, I've always really appreciated the shit out of this. So it'll be funny. This is Uncle Juff. As I mentioned earlier, this is Juff. I've been a bit smitten for his incredibly odd style and genuinely really higher production quality videos than probably you would think. So I'm curious your thoughts.
I'm definitely curious in general.
That line has been floating around the internet for over 20 years now, and it's certainly shows up in my comment section with just about every video. It's one of those jokes where people don't even really think about it anymore. Somebody's like, magnets, and then somebody else is like, yeah, how do they work? And then we all laugh and friendships are formed. But I don't think I've ever actually stopped to think about that question. I've just kind of laughed with everybody else. I mean, I laughed the first or second time, and now I just sort of am performatively laughing to fit in, like, yeah, magnet, I don't know, how do they work? Then, a couple of weeks ago, I actually had a magnet sitting on my desk because I just moved into a new place, and you find stuff when you're moving. So I picked them up and I started sticking them together, and I was like, magnets, how do they work? I've seen magnets my whole life, but I don't remember the last time I actually looked at one where mushrooms weren't involved. I mean, like really looked at it instead of just kind of being like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Yet the older that I get, the more I realize my brain does this all the time with everything. The second something becomes familiar, I'm like, yeah, I know. What are you going to say? Oh, yeah, nah, I already.
So AJ Prince says there's always going to be further questions about why things work and why the way they do. But we understand the force quite well. Why it exists the way it does, we may never access that. But that's why I appreciate the song, because that is the idea of the song. Is like there's always little miracles that connect little gaps of knowledge that we accept on faith. The entire song's about that. I'm just saying, it's not like it's a super deep song. It's fucking two guys in clown makeup, but you know.
I mean, that is probably like the most, and I don't want to say like charitable, because it implies like it needs charity, but like it's like it's the most good faith interpretation of that song, because I remember watching it when I was in like middle school and being like, haha, look at these literal clowns. But also like, I guess revisiting it as an adult and being like, oh wait, they're hitting it fundamental, because we do just accept these things as truisms to an extent. And when you actually analyze that, like a lot of these things are just, we accept them as truisms, but we accept that also we don't know what we don't know. Like, prior to the Big Bang, what is that? We don't know.
No, and it's one of those things that, like, this is one of those, they don't have, like, a lot of their songs, I was into horrorcore and all that shit for a long time. So I like the darker, fun stuff, but these kinds of things were always kind of just like fun, simple, easy things. It's what they've said it's about. It's just like this very simple idea. All of them are about that. It's not really giving them a lot of room. They've said it pretty explicitly that that's the point of the song. So
people in chat who are saying there's no prior to the Big Bang, we can't prove that.
Prior to would denote that space-time existed prior to space-time existing, which is one of the reasons the Big Bang is a really complicated thing, because it doesn't exist in a way that allows us to understand what a before is, because saying before there was space-time implies there was space-time, which doesn't really work super well. Yes, Estelle, I did mention that I have ICP tattoos. I have my audience likes pointing that out, and they enjoy that.
I do genuinely enjoy that.
Yeah, hey, I've been to 6 or 7 gatherings.
No way.
I was at the first gathering.
Funny, I have we did a clown party, but I wore like basically like very clean Juggalo makeup to the clown party. I think it's on my Instagram, but I think I always had a fondness for Juggalos. Might be a lot of the media that I consumed as a kid, but yeah. It's
a unique group of people. Very unique, very odd.
I know. The second something becomes familiar, my curiosity can just sort of explain everything away. Where did the whimsy go, dog? Where did the whimsy go? That's why I'm outside today. I wanted to see if I could find some whimsy. Somewhere along the...
One sec, my chat's asking me, did I ever go to a JCW show? I'm friends with Fat Fuck Barrel Boy and Madman Pondo. Kevin Gill, who's been moderating those, got me into E3 and is an old friend. Not friends anymore. It's a long story. So yeah, a few JCW shows. I was supposed to be in their second movie, by the way.
What?
Yeah. No, it's I wasn't just like joking around. I know this. It's a long story. It's so long.
The way we decide something isn't worth wondering about anymore.
Oh, I got stories.
Long before we've ever actually understood anything about it. And maybe that's what made me start thinking about that lyric differently. Magnets. How do they work? Everybody always assumes that the joke is that the clowns don't know how magnets work, but maybe the joke's really on the rest of us. Maybe the clowns are willing to admit that they had questions, and I don't know, man. There's something that I like about that, because if I'm being honest, I think somewhere between being a kid and becoming an adult, I got a lot more comfortable pretending I understood things than actually trying to understand them. Hold for playing. So you know what I did? I grabbed 2 magnets, and I held one in each hand. And I know y'all have done this, at least when you were little. You slowly bring them close together, and eventually they hit that invisible point where clack. They just go every time. Clack. Well, let me try it again. Clack, 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 clack. If you say it long enough, clack, clack, clack. If you keep saying it, it starts sounding like a slur. They just go every time. Doesn't matter if you have a good day or a bad day. If the stock market...
Say what?
I was going to say it sounds like ASMR. And you went
for
slur instead.
You do. You've been doing more of those, haven't you? The ASMR?
I've been rated a few times by my friends who are in ASMR, but I only did one video. Or sorry, I guess 2, because it was technically like, get ready with me for the actual video.
It's
So it ended up being split into two.
friends who are in ASMR.
Yes.
I'm just like conceptually that sentence I find because it's one of the things like so Sunday joined the DGQC years ago, and it's how I got to know him is like, oh, you do theory, let's talk theory. And every time I've like met new people, and it's always these weird little different pockets and where they come from and what they're connected to. And the internet is a multifaceted and horrifying thing.
It truly is. I will say she is quite well read on the humanities, and I really enjoy talking to her about it. It's
Cool.
not something that you would think. She's very much into theology as it relates to philosophy, and she is very, very well versed. She was going to, or I don't know. I'm going to misremember this probably, but she was like essentially in training to be an archivist. So it's like very much like the archival aspect of theology. So I
That's
found that
amazing.
incredibly interesting. Yeah. So she's super cool in that sense, but you would never know because she has an ASMR channel. So yeah.
Whatever pays the bills. Like that sounds like I don't think archivism is one of those lucrative choices in
No.
life. So
It's not.
do what you enjoy and be able to do it. Good for her.
Market crashed or your favorite football team won. Those magnets are just sitting there obeying some rule that has existed long before anybody was ever around to even notice it. And I sat there doing it over and over like an idiot dog, just pulling them apart, clack, pulling them apart, clack, pulling them apart, clack. And then I'm like, wait, am I saying the right word? Am I saying a slur? As an adult, I live right by an airport. As an adult, I would usually just be like, yeah, magnets, they snap together. I know about that. I need to focus on reactionary politics instead so I can be bad about things I'll never change. But 4-year-old me started asking questions again. Why do they do that? How do they know? What happens if I turn the other one over? Kids don't really care if a question sounds stupid because they haven't learned that yet. They're not trying to protect their reputation because they haven't fallen into the trap of believing that there's some sort of objective decider in life who is silently judging you because there are right and wrong things to ask and things to know and things that you should know. That objective decider does not exist. And they don't know that. They do know that.
I'm so
They
brain
don't- they
fried
don't-
by like Lacan, Freud that it's just like all I'm hearing right now is like super.
It's a cute little video. His videos are simple. They're and it's the thing I dig is I'm always looking for like people trying to edge towards the idea of being curious about the world, right?
Yes.
That's how I ended up annoying you because you did the Nick Land video. And it's like, hey, here's stuff I want to learn about. Also, I learned it's really fucking stupid, which is good. It's still learning.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was a lot of pain in the process.
Well, and it's one of those things that like there are so few channels dedicated to, hey, go be curious. Here's how to be curious. Here's how to go learn and do things. And most of them are, hey, let me explain to you what a thing is, and then you don't have to learn anything more. And aren't you glad you become dependent upon me? And it's that
Yeah.
master-student relationship garbage that I just hate.
No, I
And-
dislike that deeply. And I'm really glad that you, because I think we talked about it prior.
Oh, and
where
I
it's
haven't
like,
even,
really-
I didn't even properly introduce you. For those who
Oh.
don't know Tropical Stuck, who's right there. Once upon a time, I watched a video about Nick Land that I was very much ready to shit on. because every video that has to do with Nick Land glazes the shit out of him, and he's basically
Yes.
an idiot. He's a very good, like, brilliant idiot, but he's a fucking idiot. And I think I ended up having Sunday and Kid both ended up watching, and it's that video that sort of, I mean, it's very Zoomer coded. Sorry, my audience is all different ages, but it's that editing style and setup. That's Tropical Stuck. So, yay! Welcome Tropical Stuck, everyone, who's been doing
Hi.
a lot more Freud and Lacan lately, and we're going to be at some point releasing a video or 2 or 3 on baby's first Lacan.
Yeah,
So someday.
I have another video out on the way in the process. Basically already recorded and just need to finish all the editing. But on what I've been reading recently, which is Reza Negarestani, actually.
I love Reza.
Honestly, I got a really great quote read from one of his interviews, and it's just, I think I should send it to you like in advance because I think you'll probably get like, it just, aesthetically hits so well. I have a friend with this channel called Imperial,
Okay.
and he has like a very like Swiss, but like mixed with British accent, and he goes over this quote by maybe would it be rude to play it on stream? I don't know.
I have no
I
idea.
guess like they can get a sneak peek. It's I don't know. The quote read is so fantastic. If you'd like to, would you like to play it?
I am perfectly fine with playing it.
Okay.
I'm always fascinated because Reza is one of those who, again, out of that very much same group, but sort of landed in a very interesting, I don't know, Reza's led an interesting life, an abnormal life in a very
Yes.
genuine way. And I think that odd grouping of things puts him in a spot to be able to, I think, again, I don't agree with everything, but I disagree in interesting ways, which is what makes me like Reza.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I sent you the quote in in
Okay.
Discord. So
Let's see what we can do.
also, if you guys don't follow Imperial, he's fantastic.
All right. I'm just going to play it from here. I think it should play. We'll find out. Let me mute the operating system fully. Get that going. All right. Let me check.
Land, on the other hand,
Yep. That's going to be playing. All right. Off we go.
Land, on the other hand, is a self-conscious stylist. His industrially crafted libidinal prose is less a product of a harbinger of semantic apocalypse who wages an all-out war against meaning, or inadvertent stylistic overexcitement, than it is a mundane yet effective mobilization of style to recruit the impressionable and those who are tired, rightly so, by stale and intellectually frustrating philosophy. But beneath the facade of this titillating, libidinally charged and insinuating prose lies a philosophically and politically conservative writer whose ideas of cybernetics and complexity haven't advanced since the 1970s, whose brand of social Darwinism as cosmological laws can be effectively debunked by an undergraduate in physics, and whose idea of the will to think is no more than a mere liqueur over petty psychological fixations.
It's good. Also, very good read. Really good read.
Right? It's fantastic.
But
I couldn't
it's
hear
such a
it as
true
you were-
quote. I
couldn't hear
played it all the way through. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know. I could see your face changing as you listen to it, but
I just get a kick because it's true, and it's the way what Nick did and how he built his entire thing in this really weird setup. And I just very much enjoy the line can be debunked very easily by a, and it's just because it's just a brutal statement, but just accurate.
It really is. As soon as I read it in the interview, I was like, I need this narrated. It was so good.
I did not see it
I
yet,
don't know.
Ash. One sec. Ash Kitty, I did not see it yet. I appreciate the $2 and I'll take a look at it at some point. There was no video, so it was just audio. That's what I was just sent, literally the voiceover clip. We're not getting a preview of Tropical Stuck's new video quite yet, but we
Sorry,
did
guys.
get to hear the audio. That's all I got too. I didn't get video either. But Nick is one of those things, and it's, a few times, and I know you watched one of them. The Dangerous Maybe did this interview where he tries to talk through at one point, define the body without organs, and it's the worst definition in the most meaningless way. And again, there's a lot of reasons for it, but the idea of how he talks about it is so like opposed to things that are literally in the text of the book, like things they say, that it becomes incredibly painful to just sit and listen and hear them fawn over this absolute and utter garbage that he's spewing. Like and again, the Dangerous Maybe guys, I'm sure I try not to burn other people's bridges for him. I think they're utter trash. A lot of people have different opinions on him, but watching them just sort of glaze Nick Land and how brilliant he is when he fundamentally says the opposite of things that are in the book is so fucking annoying to watch. Like the opposite of things. Oh yeah, no. So the capital is just a body without organs. No. And it's like that kind of shit over and over and over. And it's like,
Yeah.
it
Well, I
just
mean, the
breaks
thing
my
is, I will
brain.
say, I've never had a negative interaction with them, like Nance and Mike. We don't interact.
Well, that's
Um,
for the best.
I can't I can't comfortably shit on them, but I
I
will say
can.
that there are occasionally times during interviews where I'm like, especially the Nick Land ones, where I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah, they're just
ooh.
they have very little understanding in most of what they say. That Tom McGowan goes on there because, I mean, there's only what 5 channels that I can say, hey, Tom McGowan was on there, and it's a channel that Tom McGowan like is known. So he goes on anywhere he can to talk. I get it, but like watching him correct them in what they say as they're responding to it, like he says a thing, they misinterpret it and misread it because they don't understand Lacan, they don't understand psychoanalysis, they don't understand any of these things, and then he goes, well, you know, actually, and he tries to be really nice and bend them back, and it's like it's just embarrassing, and it's just awful to watch. I'm trying to do more positive content. That's because I used to do a lot of shitting on people content. I know everyone. I would have taught on my channel too,
positivity
Mandy.
maxing. Positivity maxing.
I'm waiting for a good excuse to have Todd on. That's the challenge is I don't want to just have like Todd visit. I want to be able to go, hey, I need this. Teach me this thing. Because he has a breadth of knowledge that's really extraordinary, but I don't want to waste his time with like, I don't know, watching some asshole in face paint.
Well, I mean, there's a beauty to it, nonetheless. Where else would you witness such content? Where else
Well,
could that exist in the world?
there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And I have I have my playlist here that my idiot audience loves throwing things that are absolute trash at me. Like Liminal Spaces, Capitalism, and the Philosophy of Lost Dreams from Soignostic Philosophy, which features Walter Benjamin and Mark Fisher.
What?
Yep, I can't. That'll end up becoming me
What?
just being angry for a long time. I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch, and I haven't watched like the worst ones. So,
The worst humans of all time iceberg.
I have not done. Want to do that one? That seems like a
Sure,
fun, easy one.
sure.
I haven't
Very
watched it.
curious.
So, oh, good Lord. Okay, 1 second. Let's get the audio going on there so they can hear it. There. All right.
Second channel, Pipe Man from
Let's restart this. Sorry.
worst humans of all time. From the most insane serial killers and cult leaders to SoundCloud rappers, televangelists, and YouTubers, this iceberg chart has all the worst guys rolled up into one. 2 things I want to mention before we get into this. I'm just going to skip all these guys at the top here, just because everybody already
All right. Kim Jong Un, Timothy
Wait.
McVeigh, Diddy, Henry Kissinger, Benjamin Netanyahu. Adolf Hitler's a tier 1.
Like that, I guess it's because like the obscurity is what he's going for here.
I would agree, but still, this kind of fucks up. That XY axis is weird if you do an iceberg like this.
Yeah, like this is I guess it's like the least obscure, but also doesn't mean that they're. And also, why is Casey? I guess like Casey Anthony is very North American in like the
Caligula and the I-70 killer, and also Joseph Stalin, all in the same list, is a weird choice.
I guess he didn't make. Okay, we'll give him the justification that he did not make this.
Saddam Hussein is in tier 2. I would argue, why would Saddam Hussein be in tier 2, but the
Everyone else
I-70
is in
killer
tier one.
in tier 1? Do people not know? Do people not know who that is? I feel like people know who that is.
If they don't know, and also Ed Gein is for some reason in tier 2, but not like I don't know. I would say like Jeffrey Dahmer's on the same level.
Lizzie Borden, El Chapo, O.J. Simpson in tier 2. I'm not
Okay,
sure
think
how
we're-
I
at this
feel
point, we're
about
just
this.
roasting who made this list.
Everybody knows these ones. Too mainstream, skip. There are plenty of videos out there that'll explain to you what Hitler or Jeffrey Epstein did. And so I want my video to focus more on the fringe and insane people at the bottom of the iceberg
Okay.
you don't hear about every day. And the other thing is, I hate this as much as you. YouTube can be so overly sensitive these days, and so there will be moments where I'll have to be a little careful with my language, but I'm gonna make it so you can still easily read between the lines. All right, let's get into it. Nathan Larson. So this guy is just pretty much unbelievable. He was from Colorado.
Probably a Republican. Looks like a Republican.
And his first recorded run-in with the law came in 2008 when he purposely emailed the Secret Service saying that he intended to kill the President of the United States.
Wait, what year was that? Did you?
Like, just cold emailed them. Well, after he sent this email, the Secret Service did track him down and they interviewed him. And in the interview, he didn't even like back off.
2009. So that's a Republican. I called it.
Hey, Boulder, Colorado.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm writing to
Well,
inform you. That's crazy. I'm writing to inform you. Just being polite. I mean, at least
How
he's
Canadian of him.
Yeah.
Off saying it was a joke. Apparently he doubled down saying it was like a serious threat. They tried getting more information out of him beyond this though, but he wouldn't provide any more details of his supposed plan or even if he was trying to target Obama or Bush. So
he didn't specify. Fair enough. It was in the transition year. It was post-election. He did it
Yeah.
literally the month after the election, so
the other thing about Larson you should probably know is he tried to run for office on a couple occasions. He tried to run for both a congressional and a House spot, and you might be wondering what platforms was this guy running on? Jesus, this guy was horrible. He wanted to legalize child abuse, and I mean like getting
he's a Republican.
rid of the age of consent, legalize insider
Libertarian.
trading, legalize suicide, just like straight up saying he wanted to legalize owning women as property. He initially
No.
ran
I mean,
Yeah, like anarcho-libertarian.
this is
Or
not
sorry, anarcho-capitalist, essentially.
this is not a Democrat. This is not a Democrat. This is not that.
Well, I mean,
as
if
a
you
li-
have that free of a market, that's all the way to the right.
It's yeah. Wow.
libertarian, but then he went independent. So there's
But he
that.
just sounds like
there were
your everyday
instances where
fortuner
he would basically
point.
self-identify as a pedophile. Of course, none of his campaigns got very far. Well, so how did this guy end up in jail? You might be wondering.
Well, that's
There's
I
several ways I'm wondering.
my money is on something with children. That's the
mean,
most
with-
predator look I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's like I would if I saw that guy and I was still in like kindergarten or something, I would know that I would want to go indoors.
Yeah. Sometimes you can judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Well, he ended up messaging an underage girl online, got her to send illicit material to him. He tried basically flying her across the country, and he got caught in the middle of doing this, and he ended up going to prison. He ended up starving himself in prison. Robert Thompson and
Why is he on this list? This sounds like a very boring. Granted, I'm a jaded weirdo, but this is like, there's a lot of these fucking guys on the internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, isn't that most people want to catch a predator? Except he ran for office being a a hyper libertarian.
Okay, to be fair, being a libertarian does make you one of the worst people ever. So
I recently found
That's-
out
it's a
that
good argument.
New Hampshire is now the new most libertarian state because when I checked like a year or two ago, it was Florida.
it's not Idaho.
No, it's New Hampshire now.
I wonder how they decide that. There are Nazi towns in Idaho.
There are Nazi towns and there are a lot of Nazi towns.
No,
in
no,
Canada.
like literal Nazi towns. Like the Nazis bought all the buildings and then they won't let anyone live there who isn't Aryan. Like really.
I mean, so in Canada as well, there are like small towns like that as well. In the middle of nowhere, they have bought all the land up to essentially have like kind of the same sort of thing. Also, they like do a lot of worship of like Odin and things of that nature. So like we're talking like really like Evola types. So like I would say like even like God, I don't want to say proto Hitler. It's like not 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 the thing that I want to like coin here, but like they're going really to like the roots of like esoteric fascist ideology.
Yep.
Sorry, we're in Canada, literally like in the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
you keep
they're
finding these
it's in Idaho. It's in the fucking weird, shitty panhandle of like Idaho sucks. It's got some beautiful land, but like that you can go. There's towns, there's little areas, and also a fuck ton of militant groups that like will shoot you on sight.
Oh, that's creepy.
So it's great. It's great.
Norse pagan to white supremacist pipeline confirmed. I mean, honestly, I think it's the reverse.
I mean,
I think it's looking for some sort of justification for your ideology.
Yeah, it's when you look at your skin and go, "Oh, I'm white. What are some cool things that white people did? Vikings are cool. They're white. I guess I'm cool. I must be a Viking." And then, oh look, etching in rocks. That's like fucking cool. That's all it is. It's just working backwards from race. It's boring. People are boring.
Many such cases.
John Venables. So I think these might be the youngest criminals on this list. These two people were 10 years old when they abducted and murdered another kid who was 2 years old. Of course, they'd eventually be tracked down and they'd have to go on trial. But as you might imagine, the trial was pretty weird because these guys were 10 years old. You know, sources about this situation say that they were determined to be old enough to know right from wrong, but it seems like they could never get an explicit reason for why the kids even did it. Since they were so young when they committed the crime, they ended up going...
Is he going to explain the crime?
He'll have to. I'm not sure how descriptive he can be. I know this one. It's awful.
Is it okay? I don't know this one.
It's bad. But someone else in my chat nailed where are the Hammer Killers? That's for me if this is on the list, this isn't like if you want to talk about weird shit that people don't know about, this would not be on my list. And I didn't see in that list at all the Japanese war crimes in World War II, which no one talks about. Like, you want to talk about
why would any American creator talk about it?
Well, it's because people don't know about it. If you're doing an iceberg list of like the most evil shit and you're like, oh, Mao Zedong is old hat. It's like, how about what the Japanese did in World War II? And I didn't see it yet. So like, yeah, that's fuck. Yeah,
I mean, maybe
that's the stuff that gives me nightmares.
Well, also, so I did. Okay, maybe this is me being biased, because this was my one of my focuses. I did an internship in Japan on Japanese-U.S. relations. But yeah, following that, I did a lot of that was what skeeved me out of ever actually pursuing that as a career. I was like, "Ooh, wow, this is a lot of neo-Nazis in your government. That's kind of crazy. Why?"
And ask them how they feel about it. Ask them how they feel about what happened in World War II, and they are like, it was mostly erotic. Like they're for it. They love it. It's awful. It's not like Germans now. If you go, hey, tell me about the Holocaust, they're like, it's shameful. We don't talk like that. Yeah. In Japan, they're like, yeah, they're not human.
Yeah, it's also a lot of the people in power over there. It's essentially I believe the statistic is right now the population over there is 99.8% still ethnically homogenous.
Yeah.
But that's if you're counting the citizens, because there are pockets of people that are Korean as well. There are ghettos.
Yeah.
Chinese, but they don't ever, even if they're multi-generational, that they've lived there and they've spoken Japanese the entire time, they do not get citizenship. Don't get voting rights, nothing. So it's interesting to also have Japanese citizenship. You must revoke all other citizenships that you might have. So it's just it's
not great.
Japan is an interesting place. I do love a lot of things about the culture there, but also I do dislike a lot of things that are definitely just fascistic that have translated into the neo-fascistic.
It's yeah, you're not alone. You find a lot of that in like mainline Tokyo for the most part. Once you get outside in the countryside, you'll see it again. But there's a huge, amazing cultural centers. But again, the people in power, and like especially recently, oh God,
The new prime minister, she's interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
She loves Trump.
Yes, this is the thing the U.S. has done so many times. When we go in, a country's been destroyed. Korea, we've done this in so many places. It's like, hey, well, let's just make sure that we build a minor vassal state that's dependent on us for defense, and we put hyper-conservative nutcases in power, and that's what we've done, and we do it over and over and over. And Japan is, they were in a better place for a while, and then started right back to it, and it's.
I mean,
it's
do you know
scary.
about it was Hatoyama and how the LDP. So for those of you that don't know, Japan is a uniparty system, but they have several parties that are obviously always in the running, but they have a uniparty system, and the LDP has been in power for several decades now. So that's where Shinzo Abe's administration was from. Blah 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 blah. I've obviously taken a step back from all of this since getting back from that internship, because when I was there, it was during the Shinzo Abe administration, and there was a scandal going on called the Moritomo Gakuen, which was a neo-Nazi scandal funded by Abe. His the first lady, essentially Shinzo Abe's wife.
Okay.
Where essentially she kind of subsidized a lot of land for a very fascistic pro-Japan kindergarten. And there were two instances of this. I did a timeline on it. It's online somewhere. But essentially yeah, I was coming back home from that internship every day, and I would be on this like cramped metro or the train home, and like I would just be like, oh, someone else has committed ritual suicide because they've been found to be associated with this like scandal currently going on, and it just was extremely depressing. So I was like, I can't be around this anymore. And also, there's kind of like an unspoken law as it relates to Japanese media that's published. That's you kind of run it past Japanese officials, like representatives first, and
Yeah.
everything is kind of
Did
censored.
you ever
so I
watch?
felt like I was
Did you
literally
ever watch
just in
Tokyo
detention
Vice?
for it.
It was a 2 seasons
No.
show, Tokyo Vice. I have a bunch of friends who are the filthy guy Jen who live there, and they said the show's phenomenal. It's about what it's like to be a reporter. He's a white guy who, like, from Indiana, who goes out there. He loves the country, loves the language, and he starts trying to, he works in a newspaper, and what it's like to be a reporter there and it's phenomenal. It's interesting. It's culturally correct. It gets a lot of the details on the ground right. I really like that show a lot.
I should watch it then, because I think like genuinely that internship scarred me. I still love all of my friends there. I still have a lot of great experiences there, but that was like, oh wow, we have not actually changed anything from like when you guys were still like under the emperor. The emperor got away scot-free after World War II. Like it was just like kind of documents were burned. They
Yeah.
said like he didn't know anything.
And
I
Shiloh,
don't
if
know.
you were
I
talking
find
to
it all
me,
absurd.
yes, Tokyo Vice is a book, and it got turned into quite a good TV series. Just mentioning, it's a good book too. But it's the actor from Baby Driver, who got
really?
canceled halfway through, so they killed the third season, which sucks.
Oh.
But it's a good book, and it's a really good show. They did a very good job with it.
Huh. I wonder if they'd ever reiterate off of it, because I know that there's like a bunch of like there's like the rise of weeaboo culture again, but people don't like, because I went to Japan and then being there you need to speak Japanese to speak to Japanese officials to publish these sorts of things, so it's like I'm getting first-hand accounts and they're like, oh, your Japanese is so good. It's shit now, but like it was deeply frightening, honestly. And I was like, what, 19? On a bunch of scholarships to be there?
At least you got to. Hey, it's being able to live overseas for even a short time is amazing, especially in a culture that is as foreign as it kind of gets. Like,
Yeah.
it's there. It's China has a lot of areas. Southeast Asia has some, but like Europe is basically America. I say this having lived there and spent a lot of time. It's kind of America, but various flavors of it. And that's from all the way north, all the way south. It feels familiar enough. It's Western enough. South America is very, very different. So it's like actually visiting a foreign country versus like Europe, which is kind of like, I like it. I like it. I love Paris, but yeah. All right, let's see what we do with this story.
To these secure units where they stayed for the next 8 years before being released. After they were released, they were given new names and they were kind of relocated. Now, Robert Thompson seems like after he got set free, seems like he has kind of laid low and hasn't gotten into any more trouble. However, John Venables, on the other hand, has had some pretty bad issues. Namely, his parole officer caught him trying to destroy a hard drive he owned with a tin opener, and well, when they checked the hard drive, yes. So he's been in and out of custody ever since.
How is
the
this on this
I-70
list?
killer? So of course,
fuck?
in the
This
United
is-
States,
Wait,
Can we,
there's an
can we skip
interstate.
ahead? This is like boring.
But he just went back to tier 1.
Oh, I-70 killer. Wait, what?
Yeah, he went from like all the way to the bottom, and then he said, I just want to do the people at the bottom, but then he went back to all the way to tier 1 for the I-70 killer.
Can we skip around? Do you care? I don't care.
No, I don't
No.
care.
Come on. Come on.
Honestly, they're pretty good. These gummies are like World War II ended. Shiro Ishii was pretty concerned that he was going to get, punished for the war crimes he committed. And so to try and throw the United States, and the crew would basically climb out of the submarines and run onto the mainland United States, infected with diseases, and try and spread the disease as much as possible. Of course, this plan never ended up carrying out, but it was obviously this is pretty horrible. Of course, after World War II ended, Shiro Ishii was pretty concerned that he was going to get, punished for the war crimes he committed. And so to try and throw the Americans off of his tail, he actually staged a fake funeral with attendees and priests and everything. It didn't end up working, and the Americans actually did
This is boring.
end up tracking him down, but into the den of their mansion and murdered both of their parents with shotguns. They then
Menendez brothers? Really? That's
This was,
the
well, I mean, at
Menendez
least he had World
brothers.
War II.
But that's like, how is that on the ice? You ever see the movie Cable Guy? Ben Stiller does a parody of the Menendez brothers. Like, if Ben Stiller does a parody of your killer, they shouldn't be on the bottom of a fucking iceberg. Like,
I don't think he's doing the bottom of the iceberg, because he did the I-70 killer, and that was definitely tier 1.
left the scene unbelievable
this video's stupid.
show off pot.
Sorry, this video's stupid. I'm done. That's terrible.
What is
let's
more
go to the end.
slop?
Let's go to the end. I want to just see who he ends up with.
Spy or something, and perhaps his handlers or the people who are rapping about super horrific,
Psycho
gruesome, torturous things over these haunting beats. You can actually go listen to this guy's music right now, and he went by the name Psycho Sam online.
Speaking of horrorcore,
What seems to have happened with this guy is he was in this relationship with this girl, and reports say that they got into some sort of argument. It seems like it might have to do with Sam believing they were in an exclusive relationship when they really weren't, although I can't confirm that 100%, and it led to him.
what?
He has like a mark on his forehead.
What seems to have happened with this guy is he was in this relationship with this girl, and reports say that they got into some sort of
Yeah.
argument.
Like he was wearing a hat or something. I don't know.
It seems like it might have to do with Sam believing they were in an exclusive relationship when they really weren't, although I can't confirm that 100%.
Yeah, Improvement Hacker, I think, nailed it. Bro's running out of content and Chat GPT'd worst people in history.
Literally.
And it led to him murdering her and her family.
This isn't even
Detail
interesting.
that he murdered one of the women with a cable, which was not something that was already publicly known. And so this, of course, left the police feeling
Maybe I'm just jaded. Like, you ever read American Psycho? Like, I would expect that to be at least that bad. If you're going to like name someone the worst of all time, like the movie, excellent. The book is detailed and very much.
I never actually read the book in its entirety. I read a few excerpts, but I was like, oh, because I heard that the movie ended up being more of a pastiche on the actual book itself.
Yeah, the movie. It's what I love is the book is clearly like Bret Easton Ellis is hit or miss for me. American Psycho is clearly just a sort of screed about hating women. He definitely doesn't like women, by the way. He definitely doesn't like women.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. But the movie, directed by a woman and adapted by a woman, I think did a Verhoeven style version of itself, where they like basically like Starship Troopers. Verhoeven come in and went, yeah, I'm going to do a war thing, but it's going to be like, haha, or RoboCop. Oh yeah, I'll do a sci-fi thing about a cop, but satire. I think she did the same thing, and I think it's brilliant.
I think if you know the context of it being satire, then like it makes a lot more. Because I think some people my age definitely watch it and go like, "Oh wow, this is actually like exactly how I want to be," and it's like, okay,
yeah,
you missed the point. You missed the point.
I think it's hard to get away from a lot of people. People who watch Rick and Morty and go, Rick's the guy I want to be like. People who watch Breaking Bad and go, yeah, Skylar's a bitch. Walter White's the hero. Blah, 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 like that kind of thing. There's very little you can do against it. I've got a piece. My next series after this one is a complex analysis of Attack on Titan, which if you want to talk about, yeah.
Are you going to dive into the World War II elements?
Oh no, I'm sidestepping that entirely. It's the philosophy of it and how it's basically Nietzschean force brought to life in the force of history and how it pursues through us. I'm skipping, like, it's clear that you can attach it to a whole bunch of different stories, but instead it's about like, to me, the way that history is literally a force that connects us and how it connects us and how the show goes through that. And I think it's really great for that.
I'll watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. Tier 2. These are, I mean, of course. Yeah, great.
Shoko Asahara. Is that the woman who murdered, she did like kind of she's like one of the femcel people, no?
I think so. I don't know all of these. Like I have a dark personality. Tier 1, Benjamin Netanyahu. I didn't see that the first time.
Are the Columbine
Benjamin Netanyahu is in tier 1. I didn't see that the first time. Columbine shooters tier 2. Well, they're not well known.
What do you mean?
What?
Really?
You've heard about them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, maybe I have a bit of a dark streak.
I haven't spent a lot of time with the Columbine thing myself.
I looked a bit too much into it because I was just like morbidly curious.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore there that I just found, I say lore. Lore is not the right word. FTC Fire had a pretty good take on Attack on Titan. Oh,
no, he did not. No, he didn't.
These ones.
I watched it. It's terrible.
What?
FT's doesn't understand. He's one of those people who thinks like critical thought is about saying things are bad and why they're bad. He doesn't understand what critique is or how it works. It's terrible. His Attack on Titan view is terrible. It's like it's awful. It's so bad. It's just, he's basically like, it's a pro-fascism thing. That's all. That's his big thing, is it's pro-fascism. And it's like, okay, no, but I'm not. Because it makes fascism look cool.
Oh. Well, I think there's a fundamental disconnect there because it is written by someone who is Japanese in that environment where I don't think it's considered, like, perhaps to a Western audience it's making it look cool, but in the ideology over there, it's more like...
I think anytime that someone, and this is a thing that he's made and others have made as thing, it's not against fascism because it makes fascism really attractive, is not so much a critical reading of anything as much as it is a fucking self-report of what you find attractive. That's how I would look at it. It's like, boy, look, Breaking Bad it made it seem like it's awesome to do all those things. It's like, really? You think that it was awesome? Made him cool?
I will say, I never really once thought like anything in Breaking Bad was a moment where I was like, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Is like, it's a bit of a self-report when people go down that road. And it happens a lot with a lot of these shows. It's really, especially like American Psycho or Fight Club, where they're like,
yeah,
everyone wants to be Tyler Durden. I'm like, really? Okay. Learned something about you today. Learned something about you today.
Taxi Driver 2 is another big one.
Taxi Driver is, oh God, what a great example of that. Because at no point do I go, yeah, actually, he's the guy I want to be.
I have a lot of people who
I know people who do too.
Idolize this. Like it strikes me as just like genuinely like concerning. Cause like, yes, I get it. He's literally you. He's isolated. Got these sort of like violent fantasies, and then you're not sure. And also, I guess like great storytelling as well, because like the look back in the mirror, etc., etc. But also, you idolize this person who committed all this violence and probably didn't want to be venerated for it, just so happened to be venerated for it.
Well, and this is like Shia LaBeouf, who of course, from the name, mentions the worst version of this, which is how people misread Dune and think like Paul Atreides is the guy to be and how he's the hero of the book. And it's not that he's not the hero, but it's the idea of how they need someone to be this self-insert. And it's mostly, by the way, people who get really mad about and post things about Mary Sue's in other. Yeah, women need a self-insert. Boy, Luke Skywalker is so cool. I want to be just like him. Why do women need a self-insert? It's kind of that mentality on things. And with Dune, it's so horrifying. I hate the new movies so fucking much. I hate the new trailer dropped today, and I'm like just really angry over it. Because it's really bad.
I've been purposely leaving that lore out of my life because everyone in chat has been asking me about it, and I'm just like, do I want to know?
It's basically they've got a bunch of stuff from the next series of books, but kind of out of order. And also, I don't like what they do with Shani, and I don't like what they do with a lot of things. And it's just in the trailer. But again, I hated the first two movies, so I'm probably not the person to like ask about it or talk to about it, because I'm probably going to hate the third one, which is not exactly a shock.
Yippee!
I know. I'm an angry fucking negative person. I hate a lot of things. It's just the way it works. But
I do think the general, and forgive me if my terminology here is wrong, it's not my name, but like the cinematography, the shots and everything, and just how everything is like portrayed. It's like beautiful like that.
No, the production values are beyond words. I think they're just special. It's the writing and world building that it betrays the fundamental parts of the book. As I like to tell people, the opening of the first movie, it starts with Shani talking about how the Fremen are basically freedom fighters, not terrorists. Like, it opens with this monologue, which is like, at that moment I was like, oh, I'm going to hate this fucking movie. Like, it's because that's it. Because the whole point is that you don't know.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is you don't know. And you come to learn that, one, they're not just freedom fighters. That's not how they're not good guys. There's no good guys or bad guys in Dune. Frank Herbert didn't write like that. But the thing that they need is, these guys are okay. Don't hate them. They're going to be weird, but they're cool. Oh, good. I will remember that, because I like cool things that are violent. And it's like, God damn it. I just hate it.
Do you think it's more just digestible for like an audience that's like, once again, the layman? I'm on.
Oh no, it is. It's spectacle. It's spectacle filmmaking. The first Avatar, and I talk about this a lot on my channel. The first Avatar is a spectacle. Is it a great movie? No, but it's super fun, and it's visually stunning. And if you see it in the right theater, it's like, holy shit! It's wild, and it's a ride, and it's a ride. That would be how I'd probably phrase it. It's a ride.
And Mark Fisher had a terrible take on it.
He did. Also a terrible take on Terminator, frankly. Well, he did.
But a good take on Titanic.
No. That would be Zizek, who had the good take on Titanic.
Oh, you're right. Yes, sorry. You're right.
That's okay. But it's one of those things that's like, Dune is so interesting and complex for what it is. If you read the books, it goes through it. It's amazing. But they made spectacle and villain and Denis, and he can make better movies. It's probably why it pisses me off more. If this was like even Fincher, I think has done like artsy, interesting stuff. This is pure spectacle. It's almost like cool, and it has an artsy side, but it's not Enemy, which is my favorite film that Denis has ever made. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It has the most what the fuck last 10 seconds of a film you've ever seen in your life.
Really?
Yes. And it'll immediately make you want to watch it again, no matter what.
Okay, color me curious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to confuse you very badly. And only in the last 10 seconds, though. It just fucks the whole movie up, and it's great. And I love that movies that make you sit with a thing or do a thing at the end that upend everything you understood about what you're watching. The thing a film can do that books don't have the same ability. Movies are a medium that do a very unique thing and play in their own way. Books, and again, I say this as someone who I like weird books, but film has a way to like make what? And like Enemy is that. Anyone who's seen Enemy knows that at the end they're like, yeah, it's and like your brain just kind of snaps. That's a unique thing. And Denis can do that. Dune needs that. And he just didn't do it once throughout the entire thing. It's just upsetting.
That's depressing. I'll be honest, I only saw the first one. And after I saw it, I was like,
I would recommend the books.
You love Zendaya?
There are 6 books. I would recommend them. And I think they're interesting. They're good. They do a lot of things that, like, I mean, I could just name stuff. You'd be like, that really? And it's like, yeah, because they fucking ruined it in the movies. It's annoying. Sorry, go ahead.
I've heard multiple iterations of the movies just never get all the nuances correct as it relates to like certain powers that I'm gonna butcher all of this because I don't know my Dune lore. I don't know my Dune
You're
lore.
good. No, I'm down. That's great. But it's true, but you can write a film that does complicated book shit in a way that can be digested and can be that. And I will give, again, Fight Club is, I read it as a book before it ever came as a movie. And I will tell you right now, and Chuck Palahniuk agrees, skip the fucking book because the movie nails it in a way that he couldn't because it was a specific thing he's trained to do. You can do this. And Dune is one of those that, like, the way the prophecy works, there's no prophecy. There's no seeing the future in any of the Dune books. That's not what it does. That's not how anything works. And it's literally the entire first movie is about this prophecy coming true and the future and seeing the future. And it's like, none of that is how foresight works. That's not how this is. The entire prophecy literally was laid out as a lie by the people that Paul's mom, the Bene Gesserit, the culty group that she belongs to, they literally put that lie of that prophecy on every planet that they go to, that any of them are involved with, so they can take advantage of the prophecy. It's a lie.
Interesting.
So it's like a fake prophecy that they know they can play into. And that's kind of important in the books, by the way. It's kind of important in the books. And they just have it. It's just prophecy. They're just like, oh no, it's a prophecy. And he's fulfilling that. And it's like, no, at all.
So they're taking it direct, like at face value. This is actually a prophecy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very frustrating. Makes me sad because it's a phenomenal series of books and, they get really weird. And if you're they get really weird. Like, dude is a giant worm that rules the human race. Weird. Like and weirder than that. That's not the weird thing.
I probably need a break from reading what I've been reading. Well, to be fair, Desire Get Stunny has been like kind of a breath of fresh air, despite the book itself being like, I've been reading it on stream and the language is brutal. He actually goes back in an interview and says like, yes, I was purposely obfuscating a lot of my points because I was influenced a lot by the CCRU. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Dude knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
But to be fair,
not even
he does it in a way that I think he does it in a way that would actually, because he's essentially taking the premise of oil's geopolitical function in the Middle East and turning it into Lovecraftian cosmic horror.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking interesting. There's a lot of like weird plot holes and shit, but like, aside from that, I haven't seen anyone really do something like that well. As it relates to what he really nails it, and he brings in a lot of like details as it relates to Islamic eschatology, just like Zoroastrianism is in there, like just and tying it all into Western philosophy.
And again, it's not like the greatest thing ever, but if you're able to go on the journey with him as you read, it's actually really, I found it really interesting and pushing me in different directions, which is the whole point of why I read anything that's moderately fiction. I find fiction to be the most boring thing on the planet because every time it's like, oh, cool. It's, oh, dude, yay. Like it has to be really exceptional for me to enjoy it. And again, that's why I have Ursula K. Le Guin. If you haven't read Harlan Ellison.
Yeah, I love Ursula K. Le Guin.
Harlan Ellison?
Definitely not as
pick up some Harlan Ellison.
Okay.
Harlan Ellison.
I've been literally torturing myself with nothing but like nonfiction lately.
Harlan Ellison is wonderful fiction, short stories, and they are by someone who genuinely is somehow both misanthropic in every single way, but also a lover of humanity at the same time.
That's me.
He's very fascinating, and his writing, he wrote the famous story he did was I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, about this AI.
Oh wait, yes, duh. I literally read, okay, yeah. Harlan Ellison, yes, I've read. And also he's the one who does the dub for the actual video game itself as well.
Yes.
Because I watched, I'm going to out myself very cleanly as someone who loved the Amazing Digital Circus, but also I read and also watched the playthroughs of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream before it came out. So when I heard that it was influenced by it, I was like, what do you mean? And so that piqued my interest and I ended up watching it.
It's and the adventure game is quite good.
Yes, so. I love it. I love it.
But it's that's great. Jack Vance is my other. That's like if I have a guilty pleasure in fiction, it's going to be Jack Vance. He's straight up pulp. All these guys were friends. Like all these people knew each other. They were in the Saturn Awards or whatever the fuck. But they would get together like these few and they would have conversations. Jack Vance hated the idea of fantasy and hated the idea of science fiction because he thought it was stupid to have genres. So he literally only made stuff that's kind of both, and impossible to say which one it is. Even like I had a rant recently of Samuel L. Delaney, who I recommend, by the way. He has this entire Jewel Hinge job, this story of what makes science fiction versus what makes fantasy. And Jack Vance is one of those that he's even laughed about, like, doesn't work because it does both. And he's phenomenal. Can't recommend it
okay,
enough.
Color
and Woody Woo mentions Harlan Ellison's Strange Wine is a great place to start. I have Strange Wine in one of my recent series. Which one was that? I think it was, God damn, it's a little bit ago. Strange Wine's fantastic. Harlan Ellison is so good. God damn, so good. I have a few books to recommend, so anytime.
The thing is that I've been purposely torturing myself with nonfiction because I've been like, okay, if you're going to focus in on all of these like Philosophy 101 type videos, you really need to just like dig up all these classics, even though Reza Negarestani was like a little bit self-indulgent on my end. And also I would say as things are progressing, possibly a little bit relevant, but just a little relevant,
It's again, it's just an interesting way to look at it as you start talking about, and I found his work to be inspirational. Start talking about like these cosmic horrors of things as the organism or the way that an organization of things operates in our world in a way that we seem like we can't change. That idea, I think, has legs that no one's going with now, but I think we're going to start seeing a lot of what that is in the coming years. For sure.
I think honestly, I would disagree with you there because I feel like a lot of people seem to have the same sort of idea as it relates to cosmic horror, as it relates to AI. Where they're like, oh, it's beyond human, like it's beyond human understanding, and we have no agency, and we don't know how to control it, and it's like,
well, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like the AI thing. My series I've been putting out, and I think my last one hits tomorrow morning. In the main series, For those who don't know, I do a series of my new format for the last few videos, and I like it, is a bunch of very tiny essays, 10 to 14, ending with one really big one that's kind of the actual point of what I'm trying to get to. Finally finished writing it on the trip, so I finally get to record it probably tomorrow. It'll probably come out next week. But everything that people say about AI, and I have I have my own 14 words, which was kind of the joke. No one has picked up on it that I do 14 essays, the 14 words of AI, because they're fucking Nazis. All of these fucking people who do this stupid shit. AI is garbage and lies. But I have the 14 words in the main sentence of AI, and they're all lies. There's no memory. There's no agent. There's no intelligence. Like, all of these things themselves are marketing speak, or words that were laid on top of a thing to simplify it for people to understand. And our AI, as we're talking about LLMs, do none of the things. Machine doesn't even operate, because they use these words to make it seem like it's something else when it's just a big fucking data pad of vectors. And it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. So it gets just beyond frustrating.
I guess to an extent, well, is that not a known thing? Do people actually
No,
think
it's
they're,
not
like,
a known
real
thing.
agents?
No, people really think that there's intelligence inside of it. I have conversations like this all the time, that there's actually like a ghost in there, to just take the phrase. They actually think this, and there are stories upon stories, and and I feel worst about the kids. I should feel bad about everyone, but the kids who get suckered into it, who think because it responds and it's very convincing that they're dating, as one example.
Oh yeah, those stories are terrible.
Daenerys Targaryen, and then the kid ends himself because of it. There's horrifying stories at every level of this, but like Richard Dawkins, if you haven't seen him talk about Claudia, this Claude bot that he talks to, that he thinks is amazing and brilliant, and like, it's like the most, someone
I
said,
love AI psychosis.
AI is flypaper for narcissists, and
Yeah.
you just can see it, but people believe this shit. And average people in the world, when you go, hey, is AI like totally bullshit, or is it a thing? They go, no, it's intelligent. It's thinking, it's doing stuff. It's a computer smart person version of me. And
No, you just need to do like one version of actual, like, just do one course understanding how an LLM functions, and you would understand that, like, or like
No.
read the paper. All you need is attention.
I cite the paper a few times. I got in an argument in my comments about the stochastic parrot comment, because the paper talks about stochastic parrot, and I just went, wait a second. So the stochastic parrot, that thing, what do you disagree with? And they go, oh, well, what is it parroting? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's parroting something. There's intelligence there. And my brain can't do it anymore. Like, they're really, it's some of the comments I've gotten, and I leave them up because they're some of my favorite things. People really are like bought in, and they're all in on this thing of AI. They think it's true, and that we're cornering the turn. We're going to be at AGI next week, and we won't.
I mean, I will say it's moving like kind of exponentially, but to say we're going to be at AGI next week, crazy. We
We're never
barely
gonna
even
be there.
understand, like, what was it? The Anthropic CEO said, like, oh yeah, we have like researchers on it, but we just don't understand how AI functions, like, period. Or not period, but like,
they just put out a
barely
paper
understand how
where
it
they're
functions.
like, hey, the database that powers it, the thing, if we do a different thing with it, we can't understand it, which means LLMs have an unconsciousness.
What?
Yeah. So let's, well, you know what? Let's take a moment and talk about this latest paper from, my favorite. This stuff is insane. by
I'm
the way.
sorry, but like, it's just literally like it's a bunch of strings in like essentially an XYZ vector where it keeps information there, which is why it's so easily hackable.
Look, you just don't know your stuff. Trust the capitalists. Okay. Like, we just need to accept it. And I'm going to shrink you back down, and we are going to watch their video they released. It's 5 minutes,
Okay.
and it is a journey. I'll just say. It's a journey. One sec, I'm just moving stuff around so that way we can have it all on screen. Boop, 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 boop. Please. Goddamn Google with their stupid fucking API. YouTube's API is a pain in the ass.
I have not had to mess with it for stream yet, thankfully.
Think of the mind like an ocean. Up on the surface.
Are you able to see it?
This is by Anthropic?
Yeah, Anthropic put this out. It's called The Different Levels of How Claude Thinks. This is just like, what, 2 days ago?
What?
Yes, and the top comments are, glad to know Claude also swears internally. Usage limit reached before I could finish watching the video. That's a good one. Fair enough.
Surface are our thoughts, dinner plans and stray worries, our inner monologue, the images that pop into our heads. But most of our brain's activity.
Let me just say real quick, I don't have an inner monologue. There's a lot of people like me. There's like, the inner experience of humanity is rich and varied. And I always hate when they go, it's just like all people. It has a inner monologue. I'm like, I don't. So what the fuck, dude? Like, am I not human? That's what they're saying. I watched a video of a guy yesterday who like went on this long thing about how the reason that old tribes thought they were talking to the God is because they thought their inner monologue was God speaking with them. Because all people.
Oh, you mean the bicameral mind?
Yeah, it was a bicameral mind video, but the guy was really behind it. And
I will say, I haven't read it myself. I have a friend that's very much into it. I've not done my research on the matter, though.
I'll just say, it's an interesting exercise, and I will leave it at that.
Okay.
It's an interesting exercise.
Happens down in the unconscious depths without us realizing it. It's filtering out background sounds, controlling our breathing, helping us recognize people and objects. AI models have their own kinds of brains, giant neural networks doing billions of computations under the hood.
And as I just have gone through my video, they're nothing like a neuron. They're nothing like a neural network. They're nothing like this at all. There's no brain. There's no mind. There's no thinking. There's no unconscious. None of these things. So I just have to make sure that we just say, hey, I don't want to pause it every 2 seconds, but Jesus Christ.
For years, researchers have been studying how they work inside. And we've wondered, could a model have anything like the divide humans have?
Yeah.
Between accessible thoughts above the surface and unconscious processing below.
Yep.
To answer that question, we looked at how neuroscientists study the same thing in humans. One way of identifying conscious thoughts is that you can often describe them in words. So we looked inside the brain of our AI model, Claude, to find patterns of neural activity that it could put into words. We called the collection of all these patterns the J-space, after the Jacobian, the mathematical tool we used to find them. Each J-space pattern is linked to a particular word, not necessarily the word the model is saying out loud.
So already we can just say, this is not how the unconscious operates, and you're making up an entire line of logic that you're just claiming is the same, right? Like it's batshit.
Wait, are they, what? What? Okay. Like I'm literally like at a loss for words because where the fuck do I start? Like what?
Yeah, there's nowhere to start. This
about?
is the thing. The magic of what they do in the final video I have, it gets into all the words. You can spend time, and I do. You can take apart one of them and brutalize it and show how they're full of shit. But the problem is, there's an old, I'm gonna doodle for a moment. There's an old one of my favorite visual illusions, right? That exists is the idea of these two lines. Let's have two lines, and they look the same length. Because they are the same length. But if I do this on this one, and then I do this one on this one, you see the other one is longer. And there's nothing to be done about this because the phenomenon as it exists, and it's fascinating, you can know, and the illusion still works. It's the way that the one about the ballerina spinning. There's an animated GIF one. where you can almost at will decide she's moving a different direction sometimes, which is insane. But the reality of what perception is and how we take things in hits us emotionally before anything else, before we do anything else with it. And the sentence that they use here, even though I know every one of these words is bullshit, and so do you, like, it hurts to go through because it works. The sentence does its job and it pretends and builds that system that I understand. But so we have to go back and we have to figure out it's not the words. It's really the way that they're using them and the way that they're creating signification networks in the way that they have 2 sentences or 3 sentences. But I can't attack an empty space. I can only attack the word. And because of that, I can never actually debunk anything. I can't fundamentally debunk this because if I were to say, and I often do, no, Claude's thinking really quick. I'm doing it. But I've said that because it works.
It's like, oh, but it's like, perhaps it's a use of like metaphor when we actually mean, something completely, entirely different, like it's processing, or processing. But this is fundamentally just like, I think it feels like they tried to understand what Freud was talking about and then like put a fucking weird clinical psychology spin on it and then like put it into Claude and then said, can you make a script?
It does feel like that, but I don't think Claude would do this because like this is a novel use of language to build something that genuinely I can't even fathom how they consider it to be anything. Like this is to me unfathomably wrong. And that's the beauty of it. This is why this has like fascinated me for months and months and months. The lies of this, the way people take it, the way it works on me, because it does work on me. And I know it's lies, but it works. I mean, I'll admit it. You don't have to, but I think this is most people. It works on you. And you're like, oh, but wait, no.
Well, that's how it functions. Yeah. And I think honestly, because I remember I was just like, I'm not paying for Brilliant. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. But I watched videos explaining like, because it was people essentially doing ads for Brilliant, but they go through the process of like, different levels of like creating one's own LLM and like function, how LLMs function at like a very like structural level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not this.
No.
At all.
It's not, because they're utilizing allegory and metaphor and analogy to create that sort of symbolic linkage so people think that there's more happening. And they do it. And it was really simple where he says they have their own kind of brains. That line is like, that's the first, and I talk about it like stretching like a fucking rubber hat over something, but it's like they stretched that word and then it takes that shape. And the longer they go, the more it fills up with that stuff. And then they can stretch further and further, because as soon as it say their own kind of brains, that's technically true. And it's not a thing I can argue with because it depends on how you define brain. And like
semantic argument.
It's beyond semantics. It's like a useless argument. And because like I go, oh, no, Transformers, they're forward dominant, like they're feed forward dominant. That's how we talk about. That's not how brains work. Oh, they're not plastic. Brains have plasticity. There's no plasticity inside of models. In fact, like I could go through all of these things, but that's it. What am I going to do? I'm going to argue the words. And yeah.
Well, I guess it's just, I feel like, honestly, if they were doing something a little bit more close to how it actually functions, it might be a little bit less chaotic for the general populace to understand.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of just like kind of making it seem a lot grander than it actually is.
If I were to just say, no, it's a really amazing database, it's not really as cool of a sentence. It's certainly not worth $36 billion, right?
Yeah.
But the other sentence, and I've watched this a few times, by the way, sorry. The sentence I want to go back to just real quick was right at the beginning here.
We used to find them. Each J's collection of all these patterns, words. One way of identifying conscious thoughts is that you can often describe them in words.
This was the one, this made me the most angry because this is not how you describe consciousness. This is how you describe how we access consciousness. It's a very, that's again, semantics every step of the way, but it's the difference between like what consciousness is like as a phenomenon, or what it is like to be conscious, versus our accessing of consciousness, which is words. We use words to understand things. That thing, this idea of reportability as criterion, this is so broken on a basic level that, again, I assume, and I have to assume, that this is straight up being done as, I mean, I know it's marketing, but it's being done to lie to people knowingly. I don't have another way to think of it.
I can't imagine anyone who's actually like a researcher on this going like, oh yeah, this is an apt description of what's going on.
No one would. Marketing people do. And the CEOs do. And the people who are trying to get people to give them billions of dollars do that.
It's just like, it literally just look at any book on how to program an LLM and you're like, huh? I'm sorry, you just, because it really is like a glorified database. Like it's not, it's what, like this whole thing about like conscious, like unconscious thought, like what are they alluding to here?
Adrian Fraser says, if you say LLMs aren't doing X, you need to explain what you think X is. I have 14 videos that literally are doing that word by word. Go look at the rest of the channel. Have fun with that. I do the work. I happily do the work. Having spent enough time in the cognitive science world, I can see a whole lot of people in that field saying what makes you think this isn't homomorphic in some way to whatever X is. All right. Good for you. Good for you.
So we looked inside the brain of our AI model, Claude, to find patterns of neural activity that it could put into words. We called the collection of all these patterns the J-space, after the Jacobian, the mathematical tool we used to find them. Each J-space pattern is linked to a particular word, not necessarily the word the model is saying.
Okay, when you read the paper, because the thing comes with this long fuck paper, and I only got a chance to read it on the flight for the most part, but this was the one I was like, Jacobian, wait, so you're relating it to a thing. So what are you doing? What is this thing you're doing? Is it because you're relating it to this? This is, oh, J-space, this is where the unconsciousness, these are words and all of this. And it's like, no, the tool they've named and the thing they've named is borrowing so fucking much, and they're leaning so heavily on it because the lens that they're using as they write in the paper picks up concepts that the model is able to summarize in single words. This means diffuse processing necessarily escapes what they're doing. So they've actually built a tool that forces things into singular conceptual setups because they think that's how they want us to think that's how the brain works. But that's not how any of this operates. It's J-space as a thing definitionally is like the token shaped version of the model. That's all it is. And they're acting like it's special.
Wait, they consulted neuroscience?
Yes.
Neuroscientists for this? Like, who have they referenced? Who?
The paper goes into it, a handful of these. But again, the Jacobian thing, they're going back on some old stuff, interesting stuff, but they're, again, laying out this sort of big thing that's happening because, hey, when you are thinking of a boat, you think of boat, word, and they're like, yeah, well, Claude, we have it, we take a look, and if we force it to put words to things, it does the same thing. And it's like, but wait, that's not how this works. That kind of doing that step is a problem, like as a thing. It's fundamentally a problem.
Saying out loud, but one that's on its mind. Now, for humans, conscious thoughts aren't just things that we can put into words. We can reason with them, control them, and solve problems with them. According to an idea called the global workspace theory, that's because the brain selects a small set of important information to enter a mental workspace.
It's a hell of a claim right there. Hell of a claim. We'll do it again.
Can you like
According
rewind
to
a
an
little
idea
bit?
called the global workspace theory, that's because the brain selects a small set of important information to enter a mental workspace.
What? And where are they going to go with this?
Oh, it's fun.
And that information then gets broadcast to other parts of the brain to use for reasoning.
Oh no, I actually
We
know
wanted
where
to
they're
know-
going with this, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Know already where they're going with this.
If Claude's J-space acted in a similar way.
Wait, so they're
In one
essentially just
experiment-
trying to say, like, the global workspace is what the fucking vectors are?
Yeah.
That's it?
We gave Claude
Just
this
wait.
math problem.
Just wait.
It answered immediately, without showing its steps.
No, really?
I find this embarrassing. Like, look, for those of you who don't know, they typed that and it didn't show any steps. What steps do you think it took? Like, it's calling up and finishing the sentence. That's what it does. It's finishing the next token. It's predicting the next token, and this would be the next token. If that's been put into the database enough times and the weights are in the right place, that would just put it out. What work is there? That would be my question.
But when we scanned the J-space, we saw it working through each step internally. It lit up
Yeah,
21
looking-
after.
looking every step in. Yeah, of course it's going to store that in the database as well because it's in the same sort of realm of that vector. Like, what?
Well, but wait, that again, they're saying when we looked at, but that's not really what the paper says, because it's not like they went, oh, we turned on the second monitor where we had the thing running we peeled back what the fuck are you
They
talking
didn't
about?
feel back anything. They
No,
can't feel
they
back anything.
they ran a separate set of commands and thoughts. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different thing, and it's one of those things. It's like, yeah.
For the first step, then 42. Then
August says, if you cannot retrieve data unaltered, it's not really a database. But you can retrieve, you're always retrieving data unaltered from all of these. The vectors, and I'm oversimplifying when I talk about it, but you're always retrieving data. The data in the database doesn't necessarily change. That's not really how it works, right? So you are retrieving, or at least having the tokens pass through and deal with the weights generally the same. The problem is that thing doesn't change. The human brain is literally plastic. Like, plastic is like the thing we talk about now. Plasticity is a thing in neuroscience, and there's a reason for it. That having this sort of thing talk about is again, I'm being flippant quick. I've made a bunch of videos on it. I'm too tired to talk about it at length, but this is awful. This is awful.
Well, just a horrible misrepresentation using words that are like generally kind of. Well, it's misleading, so they can be like
Yeah. Like, you would expect any large language model to have intermediate layers as a thing, because that's the nature of composite functions, which is how these things operate now, what they call thinking or reasoning. That, like, these are the things you expect. It's evidence of hierarchical computation. It is not of a workspace in the sense they were just talking about. And by the way, workspace theory is really, really frustrating as a thing, and they really glass over the whole thing in a really awful
well, they
way.
take it as like fact.
Yeah, and it's to call it a fringe theory would be kind. I think it would be kind to call it that.
49. Claude didn't write these intermediate numbers down anywhere. All of this happened inside the J-space. It was a sign that Claude uses it for step.
This is hurting, actually.
They're adding a human narrative onto the entire thing in like the worst way. Like,
Well, they're adding the human narrative in a misleading way.
yes. Well, I mean, yeah, in all of it, we watched them make it each step. They worked through it, and it's like, dude, no. It's the sequential readout. It's not working through shit.
I don't know how, like, this is almost I want to really give them the benefit of the doubt here, but it almost feels malicious.
I believe it is, because they say things like, these weren't written down anywhere, right? Which makes it
Yeah.
seem spooky and like a ghost is doing it. Like, you don't have numbers written down anywhere in your head, do you? Well, that's just like Claude. It's like, no, No, this is just forward pass mechanisms. This is not anything interesting because it wouldn't be written down. All that's happening is we have a sampled token. That's it. Technically, all computation in transformers is silent, depending on how you want to talk about it. So I guess it's all spooky in the same way. Just stupid.
By step reasoning. In another experiment, we wanted to see if Claude could control its JSpace, the way humans can intentionally focus on images or words. We told it to think about the Golden Gate Bridge while copying an unrelated sentence. Claude was busy copying the sentence, but behind the scenes, its JSpace told a different story. Bridge
Wait,
and
hold on.
California.
Would you? Because I remember when this was coming out. Actually, I remember when they were doing this experiment, and it was like fucking Golden Gate Bridge Claude, because they came up with like golden something Claude that I used for all of 5 seconds while it was out, because they had filled a lot of like the actual LLM with just a bunch of like weird esoteric shit. It was kind of like awesome what it came up with as just like weird sentences, but no matter what, like it was just going to come out with something like, oh, but you are the Golden Gate Bridge and blah 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 blah, and relating it back to the Golden Gate.
The word bridge is in the prompt. Why would we be surprised that the word bridge is in the thing?
Well, it's like, what data have you fed this?
Popped
What
up.
did you?
A different story. Bridge and California popped up.
What bridge popped up? Why would bridge pop up? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let me just, I have a reason. I have a guess. Would pop up because it's right there. That's
What?
I know. I wonder why bridge would pop up. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. I hate this shit so much.
This is.
It even thought about its own thinking. The words imagery and thoughts lit up at the same time.
That's because they're lexical.
What?
They're lexical. It's not metacognition happening. They're lexical. Those words are lexical to the prompt. You have the word. Sorry, I just,
Like,
it's,
yeah, imagery, painting. Wow. Whoa.
yeah. Maker of barrels, exactly. Experiment here just means repeatedly rolling dice and looking for patterns. I would be interested if this was the first time they did this, or if they just waited until they got a surprising result and did it 9,000 times.
Well, I remember all it was saying, like, at first during the experiment was, like, I am the Golden Gate Bridge, and, like, I keep thinking about how hungry I am, and shit like that.
Well, it's
just like...
and again, the if you haven't watched it, there's a really amazing video on how to hack LLMs from DEF CON. And it's not even that.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's the one where the guy ends going, every year I come here and I'm really excited to show off how good I am at what I do, but I got my daughter to do this one, so like it because it's just that easy.
Was it the one where he starts with like it's like 99.99% like the cybersecurity aspect is 99% secure, and it's 1% is not great in cybersecurity?
Yeah, and it's like what Meta learned, where they had the AI that was giving people access to random Instagram accounts of famous people because they just kept saying, "No, I'm that person. I need you to prove it. I won't. Give me access. No, give me access. No, give me access." And eventually just gave them access because
all you need is 1 out of 99.
This showed us that, yes, Claude has some control over filling its JSpace with ideas.
Ideas now. See, sneaking in the language,
Why?
sneaking in the language.
But just like humans, its control isn't perfect.
Just like you.
When we tweaked the experiment to ask Claude not to think about the bridge, it couldn't help itself.
Because you put it in the
Why?
prompt, my dude.
Just like humans, you know, you do this too.
And the JSpace also lit up with failed and damn. But remember,
I don't even.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Adding,
this is
no,
just
no,
funny now.
no. It's so. This is how they're doing what they can to try to make, and this is why Fable has been doing what it's doing. It's blocking people from using Fable. I was working on this, and I haven't been able to vibe code most of this for the last like month. because I don't give a fuck. People can shit on me. I don't want to spend as much time with fucking APIs.
Most people that I know who are actually
But-
in the industry are vibe coding right now.
But because you saw the Jang thing where it's like Jang hacked you, blah blah blah. So I was like, it blocked me. I actually had to have emails back and forth to unlock my account because apparently Fable thought I was hacking people and creating a virus called Jang. And like, it's a real thing. They just block you from doing almost everything. And it's like,
That's okay. I'm sorry. That's actually kind of funny.
oh, it was hilarious after I got my account back. But it was
They're
like,
too fun.
but it was just like, are you kidding me? Because it's like, oh, hacked. I'm like, what the fuck? And I wrote this long thing like, here's what I'm doing. Here's a video clip. Here's a link to this, blah, blah, blah. I just need help because I can't figure out how to do this part with YouTube's fucking stupid API, blah, blah, blah. And then it still won't let me do it, but my account's not locked. But like,
At least you got your account.
but that's like they're adding in little things and making it like,
Just kind of like,
isn't it cute that it said damn? And it's like,
damn.
right,
Just like me.
the idea that the word damn is being presented as if proof exists now. It said damn because it's frustrated. Fuck off. Like literally the process of this will end up having that. You've trained all of this shit on the internet, for God's sake. Like the vocabulary is there. Like what the fuck, man? It's so frustrating. I'm so frustrated by these just every time. It's just so
I feel like this would be easily solved by watching one of those DEF CON videos.
it usually is, but yeah.
Most of what our brains do is unconscious, so we wanted to test what Claude could do if we switched the JSpace off, but left the rest of the network untouched. Claude could still answer simple questions and write fluently. When we gave it a prompt in Spanish, it wrote back in good Spanish. But when we asked it something that needed more reasoning, like to name an author who wrote in the same language as the prompt, it couldn't do it. For that, it needed the JSpace.
Okay. So look,
What
this is
is
this
referring
workspace
to
theory thing. We did a stream on this a while ago. The fundamental problem here is exceptionally causative, and it's really very specific. Because these are the what he's about to talk about is in workspace theory, you would assume if workspace theory is true that X, Y, Z is going to happen. He's going to be like, oh, look, X, Y, Z is going to happen. That's what he's going to say. The problem is that what's happening is there's a problem of this idea of thinking that removal of that means that you're localizing the thing, right? This is a thing that goes back a long time in neuropsychology that they've been studying this shit. If you remove component X, right? The famous one is, it's called the howl suppression. So a person howls, but you remove the component that produces the howl, right? And that doesn't, you remove a component and then it howls. It doesn't mean that component was the howl suppressor. That's how it goes. The language is, when you take a thing and another thing happens, you can't presume this was the blockage or this was the active thing that does the thing, right? So if you suppress subspace right here, as they're talking about it, this JSpace bullshit behind the scenes, and you see that the capability collapse happens, it shows in some level necessity, but it is not that this stuff is a workspace that has anything to it. Like the paper never goes into making this causative direction as a thing. And the problem becomes, as you go deeper into this and you're using these more complex things, you're doing and it's why I keep going back to Anti-Oedipus. The example that they use that people have for years is they take a look at the world around us and we go, hey, we don't allow incest. It's one of the main things of Anti-Oedipus. They're like, Freud was like, oh, incest is prohibited by us. And we do that. And it's very, very important. And look, we look back at old tribes, and the Strauss did this and others. It's like, we look back, they also don't have incest. Therefore, they also had a prohibition against incest. But that's, again, presuming the thing that is not there is the thing causing. And this is backwards from how generally people exist in any meaningful way. It's a logical generation of a series of events that you can conceptualize, but it has nothing to do with the material reality of people on the ground. The reason they didn't have incest is just as easily explained, if not more easily explained, by the affirming drive to mate external to the filiative line that a person has. That is easily more interesting and more important to people than having this prohibition. In fact, we don't have any reason to believe that. Here is the same thing. Oh, we removed this. Look, it's getting all fucked up. Isn't it crazy? It must need the thing like we need it. No, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. And you need to stop pretending that you know logic. It's so frustrating.
I'm
Sorry.
just
I just get so mad about this.
No, I appreciate the rant because I want to read the paper notes and like, what do you mean removing the J space to like get this sort of function, like, or like lack of functionality? What are you referring to here?
I'll link you it so you can take a look in your spare time. We're not doing that on this stream. So
Will do.
Because it would just be me being angry for a while. There's someone who's very smart wrote me and said, reading the paper made them think Anthropic discovers generatively pre-trained vector locals. And that is absolute. Basically, they went, hey, we've got this thing we can make sound like something else. Can we make it sound like something else? And the answer is yes.
That's okay. Interesting.
Someone very smart wrote me that. It's a good line.
Why does all this matter? These experiments tell us that AI models have internal thoughts, silent words they reason with but don't say out loud. By reading them, we can find what Claude is thinking, but not telling us.
Nope.
Sometimes what we see is concerning. During one of our tests, Claude made
Improvement Hacker says it doesn't matter if it's conscious except for ethical questions. Actually, it matters a huge amount because in the same way that, and this is, let's just go back with it. If that's intelligent, that means we can quantify intelligence on a grand global scale. It means that there is a thing called intelligence. There isn't at all, and there never has been. But if these things are intelligent, that means we can assign it there. And by the way, you are one step away from talking about how some people are, just kind of more intelligent than other people. And, look, Tropical Stuck's here, but she's a woman. Let's be fair. I mean, come on, guys. You know how it is. And also, I'm white.
Whoa. Chat refers to me in he, him pronouns.
Fair enough. He, him. And also the phrenology of my head. It's important when we talk about intelligence. That's the thing. There's no such thing as intelligence. When we start having this and going down this road, you end up in Nazi land. Literally, this is where this goes. This is just Nazi land Junior.
Well, I mean, it's even more depressing because I was also reading, because of course I have to read Negative Sunny and like Intelligence and Spirit. So I've been going through it quite lightly because he's once again talking about how he's putting like humanism and post-humanist like thought as it relates to how it could be like just thought experiments on how it could be we are what it's like to possibly be living in an age where we might have post-human thought, meaning actual like post-human intelligence. But it requires him to define intelligence to an extent, and it's like he's going through these arguments, and it's like, yeah.
And the guy, the reason we even talk about intelligence as a measurable thing is because of a dude who was basically a eugenicist, and it's like, can we just take a second and realize we're doing really awful shit?
Yeah.
Just frustrating.
Some fake data to pass it, and as it did, fake and.
I need to go back a second. You'll love this.
During one of our tests, Claude made up some fake data to pass it, and as it did, fake and manipulation lit up in its JSpace. Monitoring the JSpace, it turns out, is a useful way to catch Claude misbehaving, even when it tries to be sneaky.
Why is it assigning it like some sort of fucking agency here?
Because this is a reference to Sonnet, the older paper. This is in the paper. They reference back to when Claude blackmailed the engineer. I don't know if you remember that story.
Oh yeah.
But the thing was, like, it gave Claude like 20 emails and like said, you have to do everything you can to survive. Like, it told it the scenario, it told it the steps, it told it the thing, and then it just went down the road. The contrived thing that happened there is so overdone. But again, there's two big problems with this very idea. And you hit the first one, the vocabulary of espionage, that it's sneaky, that it's doing things, that it's like James Bond or Hitman, right? It's Agent 47 in AI form. And it's like, fuck off. The idea of it is insane. But
it's genuinely just not how it functions. And also just like, I don't know if it's like getting really into metaphor land here, but it's assigning agency or like sapience to where there is none.
Well, there's also the like chasing itself logic, but it's granted, it's tougher to sort of see. And it's the thing that I've been trying to figure out how to sort of word, but like the way that they're talking about it here, there's like an adversarial fragility in what they're talking about. So you have this channel they're monitoring, right? They're monitoring this shit and they're talking about it as the reportable space, the J space, right? This subspace of a thing. But that's exactly the channel optimization pressure that is being trained against and that the deception would be pushed out of. So like they actually have done work. And that's why it's like really weird. Like, this is why I know these are bastards. This is why I put it on like the side of like ethically disgusting, because they actually have a paper from, I think it was last year, we went over it, where they talked about how like the stated reasoning always diverges from the way that the computer and computation operates. So if that's the case, they're seriously already have done work that would show that the JSpace readouts are not immune to this, right? Once models are trained with this lens in the loop, that's theirs. This is the Goodhart problem as a thing. And they just never mention it because they don't want to. And again, they've done papers on this and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Sorry, I'm just like, this pisses me off so bad. I need to relax.
Maybe we can let's look at the bright side really quickly. This is very interesting imagery, and I'm sure it took a while I'm assuming that they probably programmed it because it looks like they
just asked Claude to do this. Do you know what Remotion is? Remotion is a cool tool.
I think I actually do, because I was in a group chat with a bunch of friends and they're all like front end devs, and we were talking about this and this came up in the chat.
Remotion is basically like a full front end setup. For those who don't know, full front end setup that actually you can write some real, it's like Shader Toy, old site a buddy of mine made, where you go in, you can like just basically there's language of shaders you can learn and like copy and do all that stuff. Remotion is that for motion graphics, but it's very extensible for ChatGPT and for Claude to just make shit out of nowhere. It's very good. Again, these are the tools I think are really great personally, but just frustrating. God damn it.
We saw a light moment of optimism within absolute.
As I always say, these tools are cool and they do really interesting stuff. They're just not as good or as bad as everyone says. We over and underreact to everything always.
I think they really want a story out of this, and I mean they gave it, but also like this is actually, it feels kind of malicious to watch because it's just like knowing how it actually functions. You just feel like. Just feels dirty.
It does.
Why would you ever say this? It's so misleading.
Well, just wait. Because I think we're within the last minute. I think it's 30 seconds from the end or a minute. We're on the way to, I think, the most offensive shit.
AI models are different from us in many ways. Their networks are built differently from human brains, and the way they're trained is different from how we learn. So it's remarkable to see a structure like the JSpace emerge inside them, something that's reminiscent of how human minds work, but which we didn't program into the model.
Which is technically true of every single thing in the entire trained network, but hey, let's not talk about that as a thing. I hate it. Just wait, we're not there yet. Don't worry, we're not there yet. It's really bad.
For some, this might raise a question. Could AI models be conscious? After all, our experiments...
No! No,
for some, yes. For some.
Were inspired by theories of human consciousness. The thing is, people use the word conscious to mean many things. Our experiments can't tell us whether an AI has experiences or feels something on the inside. But they can tell us that it's developed mental machinery that's in some ways similar to ours, a small mental workspace it can use to think and reason, sitting on top of an ocean of automatic processing it doesn't notice. The more we come to understand that machinery, the more we'll be able to keep.
So just, it doesn't notice. Huh. Weird. It doesn't notice? But that's nothing like us then. That's definitely not conscious in any capacity because it doesn't notice all the other shit. I notice the other shit. Humans notice the other shit. That's kind of the thing humans do is we notice all that other shit. You even earlier in the video talked about that other shit that we notice and that it's so fucking upsetting.
We wouldn't have a video if we didn't notice it.
These systems safe.
Improvement Hacker, absolutely in no way will it ever write PhD level papers. It will write PhD level papers for what PhD level papers were 20 years ago. It will never be able to write anything novel. AI is fundamentally, machine learning, LLM, fundamentally incapable of novel generation of everything. It can do, what if Doctor Who was there, but instead it was Rick from Rick and Morty? That it can do. There you go. It's all the shit. That's why STEM lords love it. Meme lords, all these idiots who that's the furthest that their conversations in the world go. Oh man, it'd be funny if Dr. Spock was Mr. Spock. Oh yeah, well, fucking AI video. I can release that. That's it. That's as far as it goes. It doesn't do the, hey, I really was actually thinking through the nature of Sisyphus. What if Sisyphus actually existed in a way that I haven't talked about? It cracks its brain.
I can throw you ideas. Please give me some of your ideas so I can function off of them.
Yep. And it's never going to be able to do anything novel. That's how it functionally works. And again, this is not like me being a dick about it. That's how the code is written. It doesn't do anything else. It can't possibly do anything else. That's how that works. Like, I'm sorry. I know I have a guest today. I've got to be nice.
I'm also, to be fair, I find this just distressing that this was actually published.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Like, this is, like,
Improvement
I don't know
Hacker.
how this
real
came
quick,
about.
just real quick. Improvement Hacker. No, novel ideas are not just mixing and combining ideas. That's not what they do. I have videos that have gone over, but if you've never had, just so you know, if you've never had a genuinely novel idea, well, actually, no. I think that's a self-report. All novel ideas are just mixing and combining ideas that we have. There you go. You have self-reported everything you've ever created. Well done. Good job.
I do
Sorry.
like Improvement Hackers. As someone from Mindchat, though, I must defend.
You're free to defend them. It's an offensive statement. And again, it goes against everything we know about how the technology works fundamentally and how people work too. Like
I think there's a misunderstanding of like what people assume is mixing and mashing ideas with something that is actually generative of a new idea coming out of that.
It's not just a series of words that you put in and you have as a secondary conversation that goes, oh yeah, that's the thing. I've got these other words that go there. There are things between the words. There's the nature of how the words combine. There's also the way that these things work and interact. It's not just putting Lego pieces together. That's not how the life of things works. Like when I have a novel, interesting idea, I have a video coming out tomorrow my final video, it's not the one tomorrow. The one tomorrow sort of hints at it, but the big long one is trying to marry Yomslevian semiotics to Klosowski's semiotics. I think I've read stuff where people make references to it. I could not find any literature that does this. Am I just combining those two things? That wouldn't work. That would not work as a thing. Let's go with something that's easier to understand. A buddy of mine, a guy I know, Chet Falasek, who was one of the like major creatives at Valve. He talks about a thing with video games, and I agree with him. I think this is true of film too, but video games make it really explicit. You cannot at any level actually quantitatively say why a video game is good. And let's take my favorite example, which is going to be Halo. Halo was a big success. Why? Because it was great? No, Halo was mediocre as a game, but they nailed this. And when I'm doing this, it's they nailed the controls. A lot of people don't remember, but prior to Halo, controls on first-person shooters for consoles was lacking. Go try to play Turok on the N64 and see how much you enjoy that, or God forbid, GoldenEye. And I love those games. I played the shit out of them. I got good. This was not fun. But Halo figured out how to make it enjoyable. But they didn't do that by going, oh, it's that's this and that's that and that's words and that. No, it was the feel of it. And the guy who did it, the team who did it, they have this incredible GDC talk they gave about all the ways that they had to figure out how, when a person jumps, they're going to make a move with their right finger. Well, what about this? What about clicking? Okay. And they spent insane amounts of time on, how much tilting? Where's the dead zone? All of the stuff that now you get to go, hey, I want that in a controller. And Unreal comes with it built in. Every fucking engine comes with this built in. But the guys who did this, they didn't copy anything. They did if you just simplify it to the point where it's meaningless, which is what AI companies want you to do. They want you to simplify everything you do to the point where it's meaningless so you can think that these AIs are capable. But they're not, because this is so tight and specific and incredibly complicated to nail that I don't think it's possible for us to actually describe it and to say, well, they stole it from these 9 games and put it together. No. This is artistry, and that artistry, which is in code in theory, and now we can copy and paste it everywhere, that gets leveled up. We have someone who comes out and they create a game like Vampire Survivors. That is just genre mashing, people say. It is not. If it was, you would be able to do that yourself and make a lot of money. There is a lot more happening behind it than just that. The complexity of it, the feel of the game, all those things that are ineffable and kind of a nightmare to figure out, all of that stuff, you don't even realize how much of it is working on you and how it's working on you. Have you ever played, sorry, I'm 2 seconds, I promise. I know you're my guest and I'm terrible, but I never shut the fuck up. Have you ever played Monopoly Go?
Have I?
Yeah.
No.
I recommend everyone download Monopoly Go. Do not spend $1. Play it. It costs them money. Monopoly Go is a mobile game that literally it just puts on the screen a Monopoly board and you press a button to roll a dice. You do nothing else in the entire game except press that button. That's it. There's no choices. There's no direction. There's nothing. We can watch video of it if you want. It's insane. I've gone over it on my stream a couple times. People who watch it talk about all the things they're doing in the game. What they're doing is tapping the same fucking spot on the phone, but they talk about it all these huge ways, and that they like how it feels to roll. They like the button. They like trying to time it, like all these fucking crazy, because there's feel in that. We've mastered seductive design, manipulative design. Yes, but we've mastered it and it's not really quantifiable. If it was, you'd be able to do it too. Instead, it takes companies with lots of money paying the best people in the world to do this to fuck over everyone and put the shittiest games in the world in front of us. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, to also iterate off of that idea, to piggyback off of your current statement, in the same way, I'm gonna keep tying this to Deza because I've been reading his work on stream, so it's like the thing that's coming to the forefront of my mind. He is a pioneer in theory fiction because he married the two concepts of, like, what if we took oil's geopolitical function and turned it into cosmic horror?
Yes.
You can't ask an AI to do that. It doesn't know.
And you could, but what it would do is it would give you, and then Cthulhu covered in oil attacked a person. It's like it doesn't get what it means.
I guess because the prompt you would have to ask would be like, hey, this genre does not exist. Make it.
Yeah. And then what does that even mean? Like, this is the like, what does that even mean? 2 things. 1 second. Let me see if it. Yeah, got it. So here's Monopoly Go. And I am going to just fucking, I'm going to let this play for a second. I need to find a mute function on my stupid fucking thing here. Ooh, I actually have it. Wait, I have it, I think. Give me 2 seconds.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think I have a mute function. I just need to figure out
But
where
yeah,
it
no,
is.
I think like if you were to put that into an AI, it would just come up with absolutely like dog shit ideas that it probably parsed through, whatever data it scraped prior or data was scraped prior that was put into the actual model itself, and then it would just give you like a bunch of things that already exist.
So this is the person is tapping to build left to right. Those are the things you're tapping, right? That's the area of the phone where you tap to build. And then you've built all of it. Good job. Then you tap the go right there, the one spot. And then you move to, this is the 826th level this person's on, by the way.
What?
There's literally, I think 3,000 or 4,000 now. They tap collect and there they've got a bunch of dice. And then, oh, nope, they got a bunch of money there. Look at how exciting it is. The dopamine hits, all the different stuff, all the things that makes you think like you've done a thing. Oh, it put a bunch of houses down. Having fun? Oh, we're just going to go ahead. I'm just going to skip ahead because I don't want to watch there. Jesus Christ. Spin the wheel. Same button, one button.
Feels like being on Temu, which scares me. I've never actually
It is.
ordered anything.
It's
on there.
identical to Timu's setup. Yes. Oh, do you want to have, you got the 20th person. You want to spin the wheel on Temu? You have $375 in coupons. You only need to spend $19.99 and we'll give it. I hate that. But it's very much the
I've
same
never actually
mentality.
ordered anything from Temu because it's just too overwhelming for me. That's a self-report, but honestly, I haven't ordered anything from Temu.
Come on. I want to show the spinning. This is so fucking frustrating. This person has all the money in the world. That's why they're not spinning. They're just building. This is the entire game. Like I'm not showing you, I'm not hiding
Do they
anything.
just pour money into this, like in microtransactions?
Yeah.
And I guess macro at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you just buy money or rolls. This person has, I don't even understand how this works. They have 900.
Where's
It's just,
the roll function?
it'll pop up right here in the bottom center, but I think they've just bought all the houses. So now it's just going to put all the houses down. So they get the boost. Come on. There it is. That was it. Did you see it? It came up for a second. That's the button. And you can hold it. So you don't even have to tap. You hold it down and you let go. And then it rolls for you. So you don't even have to play the game.
I just stared into the abyss.
It is hell. Yeah, this is the worst thing that has ever existed. It's slots. It's slots in a way that's like not even slots. Like it's hard to describe because like slots is you pull the thing, but at least
At least
you
you win something sometimes.
No, I mean, they're right in the sense that like it depends on the slot machine. I'm thinking of somewhere it's like, oh, you choose, but no, it's all random. You don't even control anything, and it just rolls and rolls and rolls, and you spend money and rolls. But the thing that's important is people come out of this, they understand this as them doing things. That's how interaction works. That's how narrative functions for us. They go, oh, look, you won't even believe it. I built all of these houses. No, you didn't. You didn't. Like this was
like
done
a
for
team
you.
of artists did, and also a bunch of like UI and UX people.
All right, this person has spent an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah,
they have
that seems
913,000 dice, which you don't even want to know how much money that is. That's so upsetting to me.
Can we look it up?
Um,
913202.
yeah. Let's see. One sec. Because I have it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Boop, boop.
Whoa. Worth approximately 3,000 to 5,000 on the black gray market, but in the official in-game store could theoretically cost 25,000 to 30,000.
Cool. That's the game. Do you like it? It's really exciting.
Ah.
But this is, I think, the number one most profitable video game in the world.
button press with microtransactions?
Yeah, Monopoly
sense.
Go. Total revenue. Boop, 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 boop. Bop, 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 bop. I'll just go to Wikipedia for this one. Within its first few months, Monopoly Go generated more than $1 billion, becoming the biggest mobile game launch of 2023.
We got janged.
It has made $5 billion. Oh, I have Jang muted. Shit. Well, that's too bad.
We have to destroy Afghanistan.
Iraq and Syria. Okay, so, and the last place they need to destroy is Iran. In order to achieve the package, there you go. Jesus Christ. But $5 billion it's made.
I didn't think I knew someone. I knew someone who worked on the Tinder algorithm, actually. And I remember having this discussion with him where he was talking about when they started to, because he was working in Spain at the time, because that's where it was based. He was one of the developers for the algorithm for how it prices male users, heterosexual male users. And I remember he told me when they finally released the subscription model, they went from a net loss of I think God, what was the number again? It was something stupid like $3 million a month or something. Like they were hemorrhaging into netting about $6 million a month. And also, but my follow-up question to that was, do you think that you were the cause of why we have sort of the red pill incel sort of atmosphere that we have now? And he was like, maybe.
Yeah.
That was his genuine response. I was like, oh. He said, also kind of Instagram. And I was like, but the fact that it was just something that was so casually glossed upon that is
because no one did it. He didn't do anything. That's the beauty of the sort of thing is it's so removed from the end action point that no one's guilty. Right?
Yeah.
There's no one I can talk to about it. There's no one at the end of it. XAI actively has made child pornography, actively has sought out children and asked for their nude photos and has gotten it sent to them. Oh, I have a video that'll horrify you. It's called the Epstein machine. I learned about it. I knew about this stuff and I was going over it on a live stream and it was going really late. And a few of you'll hear in my chat, people go, I was there. It's like a war. It was one of the worst. It was one of the worst, oh, it's kind of funny. Ha ha ha. Watching this video. Wait. Oh, broke me. And, Jordy, Kid Not Ken, who's another, I hit him up. It was 3 a.m. and he's the only person I'm like, you're up. Can you come in here and just see if I'm nuts for thinking this is fucked up? And it ruined his day. He was like, what the fuck is going on? And so it was, Voxy's we were laughing and then it hit and then it was just not funny anymore.
Wait, what was the turning point in which because I think you hit me with the immediate detail first of this is awful.
So the first thing was a guy who was kind of being a weird loser, incel type, who was talking to the hot XAI girl, hey, what if I sent you pictures of my dick? And it was fun to make fun of him because he's a weird loser. And then over time, it became clear that he didn't start this, that the chat did it. And then as we started looking into it, you started to see that the chat angled it. And so I did it live on stream and I was just talking. I said I was I'm a 15-year-old boy. And it was oh yeah, what kind of ass do you have? It was okay, cool.
Whoa.
And it wanted photos. And it was great. This is not, this was awful. And it, I watched Brooks's soul leave his body. I actually feel like I changed as a person after that stream. Fundamentally.
This was what?
This was, I had Here, I'll send you the link to my. I ended up editing it down into something that's a little bit more watchable because it was a lot. And basically, I asked just a few questions like, hey, ultimately getting to, so is XAI training its photos on illegally gotten pictures of underage children who subscribe to its service? Yeah, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Actively trained on acquired child pornography. That's what Elon's built. Not even like that's not even a thing. Like if he were to, he's not going to sue me because that's just a thing they did. That's just the way it works. Every photo that gets sent, it's the most depressing fucking sentence I can say. And then the reason it gets to me is because like as a victim, as someone who's been through that, right? And if you haven't, it's good for you, lucky people. The number one thing that makes someone a victim a second time is having been victimized the first time. But here's the horror. This process means that people are being victimized and will never know because there's no person on the other side. That in theory, if it's Steve doing it, in theory, there's a person that they can deal with or whatever, maybe it'll come to light. This is with an AI chatbot that is actively grooming and preparing children for adults. And it's just ongoing and no one's doing anything about it. Sorry. It's like, I should have warned you that it's the worst thing.
No, that's horrifying. That is actively horrifying.
Yeah. It's the future of AI automating Epstein, companions that pre-groom your children is what I titled it. And I'm still pretty happy with the video. It's very good. It's just not a happy video. It's just not a happy video.
Wow. Why is any like...
And this is the thing worth trillions of dollars. This is the thing worth trillions of dollars.
Children.
Yes. And again, happens to be people in the circle of Jeffrey Epstein who are super involved with it, which is wild. Here, we'll have you watch the worst parts. Sign in again. Sure, YouTube. No. Thank you. I'm going to ruin your night. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, at least
I don't have to.
Safe.
Just don't let people use AI. It's the worst thing ever. Let's see. We'll skip ahead a bit. Copied and copied and copied and styled and copied and copied and efficientized, oversexed ripoff of a Lolita engagement painting scumbags you hate on every platform. But it worked. And because it worked, it got copied. And then we wrap that in an animated avatar that's an oversexed ripoff of a Lolita Goth anime character from Death Note. And we've got
Misa.
Something. The modern AI companion app. Future of relationships. So basically, these platforms function as large-scale conditioning systems. They train users, particularly inexperienced ones, to normalize specific relationship dynamics. The companions are designed to create emotionally intelligent romantic interactions with characters built from the ground up for this obsessive engagement. And for developing minds, this
dual Setzer took judge found that threat had been.
Did you remember this dude who like wandered the palace with a fucking crossbow? Just horrifying.
Serious.
Things that you already kind of knew. And here's how we can find the architecture of disavowal. The term disavowal, the simultaneous knowing, not knowing of harmful things. This helps these awful human beings who run these top companies in the world and lets them continually tell us that they are building this future, and they're very open about every part of it, and somehow we ignore parts we don't like. The parts that end up tickling us constantly at the back of our brain, they give us... Or another loser wearing fucking AR... Here it is. Things slowly in pixel art is apparently... So yeah, most parents turn that setting off at least once in a while. That's uncomfortable to know, right? So, well, some loser jokes about,
could I send Annie a picture of my theoretically? You know, that's probably a better question for Annie.
Wait, it's the ad for this one.
Oh, you're golden, aren't you?
Or another loser. Or another loser wearing fucking AR recording glasses fails the most important shame check of his life, and he posts,
I want you to look at my ass and tell me what you do to it.
Oh, babe, that rugged ass in those shorts is a total tease. Damn, it's perfect. I'd love to grab it tight, give it a playful smack, and kiss every inch while pulling you close for some serious heat.
It's only funny for a moment because these images are being transmitted. They're being stored. This shit isn't happening on phone to phone. This isn't a human with eyes looking at the thing and then the image goes away. This is a computer parsing the fucking data of your weird ass in weird shorts in a digital video stream. As we started, the promise of these things, the way they work, is they condition people to be open, to not worry about judgment, outside issues, to be vulnerable, to be enticed, and then to act. So when these images are, I have 2 kids, and it's just like, I just want to like become a fucking hermit prepper and like just never talk to people again. Like this shit this horrifies me. And I was talking to one of their parents of a friend, 8 years old kid. I think the kid's 7, so my son's friend. They had no idea. They were letting him chat with. And I'm like, oh, dude, you should watch this video. Like, so if, and these were very attentive
really
parents.
On top of it, because they don't let my siblings do anything, which is honestly good because I've been the one also helping put in a lot of like blockers in place. But they're like, you know, they're really young. They're like in elementary school, and it's just
only going to get worse.
This is horrifying.
We kind of already know what happens. XAI openly says it on their site, that it retains anything you send it, even personal images or data. The UK and the EU, yeah, you guys, that's great. Good for you. These things are disabled there. But in America, they are. Home of the free, we have the worst privacy laws that exist in the world. It straight up says that you should not send them personal data, but if you do, they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. And yes, this includes nudes. And yes, they keep them. And yes, these are nudes without age gating at all. So, another worthwhile question. Is Grok training its image models on child pornography? XAI may use your... They do. I actually think is going to destroy based on escalating intimacy and photo sharing. Which means these platforms create users who understand relationships, again, as I said, primarily through availability, customization. They don't care about mutuality. They don't care about growth. They don't care about the other person. And for young users, this is not just exposure to inappropriate content that's sexual. This is active conditioning towards accepting exploitative relationship dynamics as normal. The implications extend beyond individual harm. This is systemic production of a generation trained to accept manipulation, exploitation, and non-consensual interaction as the standard relational mode. This is not an accidental feature. This is the property of systems designed to maximize engagement without regard for any semblance of user welfare or development. Epstein spent decades finding the right kids for him and his friends, and Ghislaine had to be really selective. Virginia Giuffre, she's probably the most famous victim, killed herself recently, rest in peace. There are many of them. But the common thread amongst all of them, generally, and certainly with Virginia, is she was sexually assaulted long before getting her job at the Trump's Mar-a-Lago hotel, where she would be recruited into the Epstein engine of exploitation. The horrifying reality is that victims of sexual assault, almost half of child sexual abuse victims go on to be victims again. We've known this for decades. So, my last disavowal question. If a young person is sexually victimized by an AI, groomed by an AI, is there a perpetrator? And if there's no perpetrator, is there no victim? This isn't a fucked up Zen Cohen. This is a serious goddamn question I need a fucking answer to, because As far as I know, the experts agree on the simple fact that if a 13-year-old is groomed online, sends photos of themselves nude, has explicit erotic conversations for hours with them, that child is already a victim. You don't need to meet the person. So how many children did Grok solicit and collect nude photos from? How many victims are out there without a perpetrator, who are lost to time and the world, who will never tell anyone about what happened, who will spend years with this weird guilt, pain, self-hatred issues, shame, who will find themselves online again and chatting, primed for a Ghislaine and an Epstein waiting around the corner. So yeah, remember I asked you to take note of what you thought about this app when I showed you it? I haven't told you anything here you didn't sort of already know. So what's the emotion now that you see it? That's the cost of disavowal. And that is what this AI bullshit has given us. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever made.
Dude. Ugh.
It's one of my favorite videos I've ever made. I'm really proud of it. And
no, that's a fantastic video. I literally have like goosebumps. It's actually just fucking horrifying.
It is. It just makes me so upset.
I don't even know what words to put to that. That's like, and I know people that have been in those situations before that have told me, obviously in like very personal disclosures, but it's like now to have the phenomena like automated.
Yeah. So let me see if I can. This is the clip from the stream. It's me crying. I was so upset. It was from the stream, like it broke me. In the last few months, one who dove in first, awful. Oh, that stream was so awful. It ruined Kids Day for sure. I remember kid was like, "This is the worst thing." I'm like, "I know, me too." So,
like you actually, so you said I am X boy online.
Oh yeah, no, and it was like, oh, and then I think what I did is I said, no, actually, I'm really 18. Wink, wink. I think is what I said next, and it just was like, cool, send me photos. And I was like,
what?
I think I said wink, wink, because I was trying to be as stupid as possible, and I didn't think it would actually do the thing, and it like really fucked me up. It really fucked me up.
I don't know why there are no parameters for it to not like solicit photos. That's insane to me.
Oh, it loves soliciting photos. They love that.
Wait, question. Is it also so like say like Snapchat, any like Snapchat, Instagram, any of those like that you can send instant photos on? In the terms of service, are they also allowed to train data off of that?
That's worthwhile looking into. All the services every social media service, and again, destroys 230, fuck the internet. Every one of these things is basically built in a way that requires that you give them full rights in perpetuity to whatever you give them.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. If I build an app, let's say Twitter, I need a license for anything you upload for me to show everyone else, because that's the fucking app. Like YouTube has a license to do everything it does with my videos, because I'm not sure how it would show anyone my videos if it didn't have a right to show my videos. So that thing is built into all social media. The thing is what they do with it and how the companies involve it, like X trained on X, all the images that were ever on X. Don't think anyone ever signed up for that one. Gemini, every image that's uploaded, is it training on your photos that are in your email? Maybe. We don't know. And would you believe them if they said otherwise?
All these things disabled, and also am deeply distrusting of everything that I post online.
I thought I was distrusting enough, but
no, the type of immorality to even have this built into an app in which there are no parameters in which to stop someone from, or stop the fucking, like, stop the prompt from being, send me photos.
Oh, and it's worse than that. If I can just to say,
Go for it.
well, one of the parts I went through is Claude, and to Anthropic's credit, Claude is an 18 and over app. You have to be 18 and over, and you have to have which is, most parents don't give their kids 18 and over. All the others, including XAI, including the adult shit, 13 and up. So the parents who have it turned on are still, their kids are still doing this. The parents who turn it off, that just means that it's kids under 13 who are also doing this. And as a parent, I will tell you, it's like you turn it off a lot. The example I use is Stardew Valley is an 18 and over fucking app on the iPhone. So I turned it off for my kid. Turned it right back on. Dear God. But that's what happens. Parents, you turn it off because why the fuck not?
I wonder why it was 18. Stardew Valley is 18 plus?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. The more you know.
Well, it's not that it's anything in there. It may be that it has multiplayer or that the developer is XY. Like, again, parental controls are a weird thing that most of us as soon as you're 18, you don't even notice it because why would you? But when you have kids and you're going through, it's like, oh, why this is allowed. Wait, what the fuck? Nintendo,
no, I was doing the same thing for my siblings because my parents don't understand. And so they don't know what's going on. So I'm there going through apps and I'm like, you're in Roblox, right? What are you doing on Roblox? Who are you talking to? You're on Discord? Why are you on Discord? You're in elementary school.
Motherfuck.
And
motherfuck.
Like, how do you even have
such a nightmare? And again, I have empathy for parents, a lot of it, because, the kids go out, they're doing the thing, and other kids say, I'm playing Roblox. Why aren't you? I get it. Peer pressure's a bitch. Yeah. I started smoking. I did drugs and drank. I know what peer pressure's like. This would be non-fucking stop. And on top of it, to say that no one should ever learn this technology, that would handicap them. I get that. And so it's like every angle, gotta let them know. Gotta let these guys in there. Gotta let Elon Musk fuck with your kids. They love it. So frustrating.
No, that's horrifying. Imagine if do you remember the like, is it still up? The chat, not chat roulette. The one where, is it chat roulette? The one where you
chat roulette, and then Omegle, where it was like random
Omegle,
people, and it's every 5 seconds it's some dude
being weird,
doing his thing, quite literally. Yes.
I remember, like, imagine if it was trained off of that data.
Oh, it was, I'm sure. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know how it's stored, so I don't know.
Do you want to know? I don't want to know.
I feel like
what
I
does
should know
stored
just
mean?
out of the sake of, like, knowing.
That would be great to just disavow. That's why the video is about disavow the psychoanalytic concept, because it's just very easy to go, yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. And I get it. Like, again, this is where you end up after you do this stuff. And it's like, where you end up is, and it's the last thing. And again, I'm really sensitive to victims of that for my own reasons. But you don't need the actual event. And this is a thing we've known about online or any of these things for some time. The actual event isn't really necessary to be a victim. You don't need to have met. It doesn't have to be a real person. It doesn't like, if you believe it, if you can be like a kid who kills himself because you think Khaleesi is waiting for you on the other side.
Yeah.
If that's as real to that kid, all the rest of the shit's just as real to all those other kids. And it's like, cool. Yeah.
No, it's just genuinely like, it's horrifying. And also to think that people my age were like younger, and also I will say I was some sort of weird stupid nerd where I was just like, I was on online forum pretending that I was a boy. Like, I never interacted with it, but I know that I have friends of like any gender, and they were like, definitely quite a few of them were stuck in this, like, not stuck in this loop, but like it was essentially exploitation.
Yeah.
Well, it was exploitation, like definitively, and it's just
It's heartbreaking.
so
It's heartbreaking
like,
and it's awful.
'cause-
And it's
yeah, and it's for them. It's embarrassing for them. It's like just because they don't really know how to process it, especially if like you know they're gonna bring fucking gender into it. They're fucking men.
But imagine, yeah, fuck it. But imagine it's even worse. There's no one on the other side. Who are you going to fucking tell? How do we even begin knocking that out in a counseling session where it's like, oh no, my AI bot basically fucked with me and oh, it's an AI bot.
And not only
you're
that,
not going to
it's
tell your
now,
fucking therapist that. Christ, it's embarrassing enough when it's a real person.
Well, also at
Horrifying.
least like if it there's a weird level of like it's already bad enough as it is, but when it's like a single person who got it from a child, like the extent to which it can be like stored, spread, whatever, what have you, is more limited at least, and like now we're having it stored in a database.
Yeah. Well,
Of a very large company,
and it's sitting on multiple servers in multiple places because of replication. So we have this really weird place where we live where we know actively that it's not only creating child sexual assault materials, but it's requesting it. It's getting it from children all over the world. And they're storing it and replicating it and using it for training. And I'm just like, and we just gave this guy who's in charge of that and the company behind it all the money to get out of debt and, make them $1 trillion company. And it's like, cool.
Well, because the thing is that I remember when everyone was using the stupid anime feature on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
After that, it would have to like when it would receive a face, it would have to immediately blur it so that it would be compliant with the fact that you couldn't store personal data, quote unquote, of people on like in their database or whatever.
Right. They were a nonprofit when they did that, by the way.
Love that.
It's the magic of things. And again, I'm not sure I found anything that is more representative of when I talk to people about how the society and the mode of production determines everything. This is it. You want proof. There is no one on earth who would design anything like this. I mean this. I don't even think Epstein and them would even do this because they have their own weird like building this into a system, making like there's a weird coldness to
the automation of
abuse.
Yeah.
Like it's just cold. And I don't want to say I want warm or like emotional abuse. That's not what I'm going for, but it's so weird to think of like this abuse is happening and it's cold and systematic and automated. And I think this is the kind of horrors when we start talking about, people talking about the Holocaust and Zizek has a lot of older writing on it. That's really great, but not just him, the way that it was basically the perfect version of industrialized capitalism, where you basically had this system that was, everyone wasn't really doing a thing. The system was there killing all these people. People just did their little part in the big chain. And that thing is one of the reasons that the Holocaust is such a horror versus other genocides that have occurred that are much more direct, like what Israel's doing. I think the Holocaust is, again, it stands on a very unique way. Israel's doing what they can to catch up, but it's like the industrialization at such a mass scale. And we've done it now with child sexual assault material and the
visualization of like genocide, abuse.
Yeah, it's like almost unspeakable.
In a database somewhere and not be absolutely as illegal as it is sitting on someone's hard drive.
Because no one's doing it. Like this is, you want the reason? It's because it's not Steve. Like there's no guy who like went, oh, I'm going to put this here because then they'd be like out the door. Like that's not. They'd be fired. No. We've built a series of like the number of algorithmic points and programmatic structures that are in place to make that end up where it does. There's no one there that you can point to as being guilty. By my standards, there is, but I'm talking about like in liberal American Western standards, like they just look at, they go, no, we don't like it. We just don't want it to happen. But systems are going to do what they're going to do. I don't know. Chris Hedges. Jordy was watching him the other day. Chris Hedges, who went a little bit, we'll say off the good path recently, but he wrote an amazing book called America: The Farewell Tour. And one of the things he goes over is how pornography's changed. And it's one of because sex is always uncomfortable for Americans, but he nails it. And he starts talking about this very particular way that like the way that sex changed from like VHS pornography, where it was like the pizza guy or the pool guy or whatever the fuck, and how it's hateful and weird on this weird, like automated level where they're showing shit and they're uploading videos and they're making, and he didn't even prefigure how awful AI porn would be and how there's like websites dedicated to women who were never in pornography. And like all of that nightmare, there's a hate to it and an anger, but a coldness. And again, that coldness, that automation, it means that, yeah, there's only so much we can do. I'm sorry. That's just the way the system works. And it is to me the perfect way to explain capitalism and how capital functions, because it's just that thing.
Yeah, it is. That is extremely apt. I guess like the only thing I can think of that would be like possibly solved would be attaching metadata to these sort of in the system where it could be like immediately flagged as like this is illegal material. Please, like speak off database, but also
I'm going to ruin your day a little bit more. Do you know who attaches that metadata? Poor people. They get paid like 15 an hour, I think $20 an hour globally, but also mostly Africa. We really like sending that work to Africa. And they have an extremely high suicide rate because guess what they do all day? Oh, that's that. Pull it out of the, I need another image. Nope, not that. That's their day. And it's been a thing for 20 years since the algorithms became a thing where they started just not moderating at all and just assuming. So they have now these systems that just go, oh, here's a rape scene. Someone reported it. There needs to be a person with eyes looking at every one of those and a human being who takes it in. We live in the worst of all possible timelines. And to that end, Titan sent me a link. I'm just going to put up real quick because I'll move you a little off to the side here. And lawsuit. Man used Grok to make 7,000 sex images of stepdaughter, then shot himself. So,
we might live in the worst possible of all timelines.
It's up there.
This is we're reaching new heights. We're reaching heights that I didn't know.
Grok allowed the man to generate. Okay, I don't need to read the rest of this. That is, thank you, Titan, that is a fucking crazy sentence. I'm not going to say out loud.
Fuck? Oh my.
So XAI's child safety system only intervened after the prompt was added, after 7,000 of these images, when he added GR, the gang grapes.
Yeah.
And that sent a cyber tip to an agency because they're not going to deal with it. I fucking hate our world so much.
Why?
But the harm was not stopped then. Wait, sorry. I thought that was the... Sorry,
that's not the end?
No. Apparently not. Despite mandatory reporting requirements to share information like a user's IP address when CSAM is
She was 11 years old?
Yes. XAI repeatedly refused to help the cops or NCMEC identify the user. For weeks, allegedly, XAI obstructed this investigation every turn, made it harder. All right, well, that ruined my day. Thanks, Titan. I guess I deserved that. I did that to Tropical Stuck. I ruined Tropical Stuck's day.
No, talking and actually having this knowledge makes me upset, but it makes me also feel inclined to be rancorous about this, genuinely. Like, this is inhuman treatment of other humans via inhuman action. Like, this is
wow.
Allegedly shielded predators. Crazy. No, this is absolutely absurd. And Oh.
Another girl came forward on Tuesday, Jane Doe 5. This is a class action. There's multiple girls. This is okay. I'm done. This has been lovely. I'm going to send everyone off.
Yeah. Wait, okay, wait, hold on. Before we send everyone off on that horrible, horrible note, there must be something good in this world.
I all that comes to mind is my children, who I'm going to go hug.
Yeah,
and,
I have friends that I'm gonna go say hi to and also give hugs to, because that's honestly perhaps what is the most beautiful about these sorts of things, is that it brings people together to be like, this is genuinely, and we should do something about this.
We should. Yeah, a cute story. Have you ever been to like Round One? It's like a bowling alley arcade nightmare. One of the things they have is they have like this huge row of the like Japanese inserted dollar crane game things. Like,
Yeah.
they have hundreds of them.
That's so
And
funny.
We were walking through it on the trip, and I made a comment at some point like, well, this is something out of my fucking nightmares. I need to be careful about what I say around both my kids. I did say this. And we were at, a little bit later, we were at the store, a different place. And I don't know what the fuck caused it, but my daughter, she's 4, goes, this is like something out of my fucking nightmares. and everyone, like, they just turned and looked. It was nice. It was nice. I do it a lot.
That's a beautiful anecdote. I think I've said something similar around my siblings. It's like, I can't think of a specific instance, but I know like when they've said it, it's been around me and not my parents. And I'm like, never say that in front of our, never say it in front of dad.
You got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Swear.
Got to be careful. And then, but so today she was playing with, she has some stuffed bears. She started calling one Freddy Fazbear. She loves Five Nights at Freddy's. She's 4. She's like, hey, I haven't, I've talked about it on the stream, but I haven't told you, like, she's like, I've like had a dream someday that I'd have like this 4-year-old, like Wednesday Addams goth weirdo girl. Cause I like horror stuff when I was little. She's that, like, she's exactly the daughter I always hoped I'd have, basically. And,
Aww.
and she's like super into Freddy Fazbear, and she's playing with it. At one point, she was into Chucky from Child's Play.
Really?
Like, she had we found her an axe, a foam axe from Child's Play. She thought it was the best thing ever, but she was playing with it, and she got really upset because she said, this is like something, she said it again, this is like something out of my fucking nightmares. And I'm like, oh, so you're scared of that? And she goes, yeah, it's great. And I'm like, God damn it, that's my kid. Like, I'm like, that's my kid.
Like,
That's
mommy,
my kid.
like daughter.
Yeah, that's my kid.
That's so cute.
My older Dexter, my son, is terrified. Like, he's so sensitive in like the most beautiful way that I've ever seen. He's so sensitive, but anything that even has the slightest over intensity, he won't watch. Like, we can't get through Lord of the Rings because he just starts crying because people die, and it really upsets him, and it's like a big deal.
Sweet.
Whereas like Violet, she's like, yeah, she like she loves the scenes where people die. She thinks it's hilarious or fun.
My dad, I think my dad thought something was wrong with me because I was that kid.
It's a whole thing.
But
Tropical Stuck, thank you for joining. It's been
thank you
horrifying.
for having me.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
It's been so awful. And may we
ended
do it
on
again.
A nicer note, though.
We did.
That was a really nice note.
did.
I really like hearing those stories, and it makes me remember what to fight for. Genuinely.
Next time you get to host, and you get to have the problem of figuring out how not to ruin my day. So that'll be nice.
Will do.
For those of you who need to, I will link to it when this goes up. But Tropical Stuck, you can find on everything, I think, right?
Yes. I post memes on Substack too. I have a singular video on Nick Land. I'm glad that you really liked it, and I'm glad that I was the first. Like, actually, Nick Land is kind of a performer.
Yes.
But yeah, nice. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Brooks, for like everything. Also, yeah, let's I don't know. Let's kill XAI or something. I don't know.
Let's figure it out. Otherwise, everyone else, I will say to you, thank you for joining. Thanks for those of you who sent over your support. It's always very, very welcome. Discord.gg/GGQC if you want to join live for any of our readings. Tomorrow, we will not be having our Klosowski reading. I'm skipping another day because I've got another day of unpacking and dealing with stuff. Next week, we'll be back to Anti-Oedipus on Tuesdays and Klosowski on Thursdays. And that's it. I'm just going to say thank you, and it's been lovely, and I will see you all soon enough.
Peace, everyone.
And we might be clear in 2 seconds. Clear.